o lugar que faz quem somos. Nossa tribo, nossa comunidade. Quando vencemos, vencemos juntos. Nós fomos criados no Brasil. Estamos chegando. Em casa.
Back in the days, it was like a different community. We didn't have like Facebook or anything. Like we didn't have all those online events. All the events we had back in the days, it was always LAN events. So everyone knew each other, you know. And I don't know how to explain that, but everyone just loves to play it. It's just a really good game to play, and people just like keep trying, like to live the dream.
Mira, mira! Vamos, caralho! Varanda, entrou varanda! Varanda! 2, 3, 3, 4, 4!
MIBR significou muito para mim porque conquistei 3 mundiais representando a MIBR. E foi aí onde tudo começou.
Todos os jogadores sonhavam em atuar pelo MIBR, e só quem jogou no MIBR sabe a pressão que envolve jogar pelo MIBR e também, ao mesmo tempo, o reconhecimento que você tem também. Então, foi um período especial porque eu tive a minha primeira viagem internacional para poder representar o Brasil, minhas primeiras viagens, e vou levar essa experiência pro resto da minha vida.
They are indeed home. MIBR returns to Sao Paulo, returns to the professional Counter-Strike scene. They are home in front of the fans, home in front of the crowd that we have been hearing now in Brazil for 2 weeks straight, stretching back to ESL 1 Belo Horizonte. My name is Jason Moses O'Toole, and I am proud to be your host to welcome these players, this organization, this brand back to Counter-Strike. We in the scene here in Counter-Strike have a rich history. We have a lot of pride in our old teams, our old players, and certainly no team has earned more than MIBR has back in the day. This is an organization that stretches back towards 2002, 2001. They have done incredible things, and it all started very early on in 2003, where they had multiple top place finishes at CPLs, including a 5th place at CPL Winter in 2003. There they upset one of the best North American hopes in Team 3D. But throughout those 2 years, Brazil was really on the rise. This team was the lifeblood of the Brazilian scene. A lot of pride came with it. As we all know, those Brazilian fans, they get rowdy. Now, when we go into 2006 to 2008, that's when MIBR really hit their stride. They experimented a little bit with some international lineups, bringing in Nordic legends such as Element, such as BSL, such as Vestlin into the roster to help them improve. And in each of those 3 years, they won championships. In 2006, they won ESWC over Fnatic. 2007, it was DreamHack Winter over SK. In 2008, it was Game June over Mousesports. And even in 2008, they extended their dominance not just in South America, but to North America, as they won first place at the IEM3 Americas Challenge. It's been a beautiful history for these guys, and it's good to see them return. After they went down in 2012, Immortals, with the blessing of former members of the organization, has brought them back, has revived this brand. They have brought over sponsors such as Razer, such as K-Swiss, such as Mountain Dew, to support this squad in their attempts to get back to glory. And we all know that they're capable of it. With all of Brazil behind them, it is a very impressive feat. Now, you also have to remember, this is a team that has a player named Kogu in its lineup in the past, who was at one time the best AWPer in all versions of Counter-Strike that we've ever seen. It has FNX, a player we're very familiar with. But you can't quite support this team if you don't have the appropriate gear. If you're not able to wear the merch, if you're not able to wear the jerseys, it means nothing at all of these events coming up. So, we have a short video to show you what MIB has in store for you to bring to all the events as an MIBR fan in the future. That merch will be available in the online store, MIBR.GG. It will be available on Monday. You're going to see jerseys. You're going to see those sick K-Swiss shoes. Those will come later. And obviously some MIBR pants as well if you want to pick those up for any of the future events. And obviously you'll be able to bring them and get them signed by all the players at those events. Either way, those are going to be available on Monday for North America, Brazil, and Europe, with more regions being added into the future. But you're obviously going to need that. We're obviously going to get some of the players out here very shortly. Some of the old players, the old legends of the Brazilian scene that started the legacy of Brazilian Counter-Strike. We're obviously going to be debuting the new MIBR lineup. We're even going to be able to have a chat with guys like Noah Winston and Lurpus, who will be able to kind of talk about their plans for Brazil, because it's not just about reviving an old brand. It's about supporting the entire Brazilian scene from top to bottom. We know there's a lot of talent hidden in here. We know it's hard-working, and we know how impressive these players can be. So that's what Immortals is going to do when they come in here, and inject life into the scene as they try and build things up and get new players and new blood into these squads. But either way, the old legends that we're going to have out here, we have guys like Pava, we have guys like Pred. I already mentioned Kogo. He's not going to be here, unfortunately, but plenty of players. We also have Guales and BTT, some of the legendary MIBR players across years that would be able to chat with us about where esports has come, what this means to them that MIBR is back, what this means to the community and to the scene. And we'll be able to get them out here very shortly. But either way, this was an event. We weren't sure how many were going to show up. We now have about 2,000 in the crowd here. We saw how wild the Brazilian fans can get in at Belo Horizonte. I've been here for about a week. It's starting to feel like home with the World Cup, all the cheering and everything that's been going on for that. This is a very passionate group of people, and we know that they're going to be behind this MIBR brand at all stops. And also, actually, later on, a couple surprises coming out. A few new sponsors that are going to be able we're going to be able to reveal later on that are going to come in and support this MIBR roster. That's going to be very cool, so you want to stay tuned for that. And obviously, 2 show matches will take place. You can see the computers behind me, I'm sure. The first show match that we're going to have is going to be this new MIBR roster mixed up with some of the old players going head-to-head. And we're also going to have some players joining the MIBR roster who qualified through an online phase to be able to play with the legends and really kind of allow people to accomplish some of their dreams of playing with some of the players and some of the people that they look up to. So all of that is going to be in store for us. I'm going to be joined in just a bit over at the casting desk with Zeus, with Wilton Prado. He is the coach over at Team Liquid, but a legend in the Brazilian scene. And we're going to have a very good time. We're going to bring you some of that action as well to be able to chat. And you can hear we also have the Brazilian commentator on the stage as well, walking everyone through it. So this has been a spectacle. There's food trucks in the back. There's booze, there's some beer you can buy. It's just all a very good time. A lot of people coming up to celebrate with Brazil being ready to introduce this new MIBR lineup. And that'll be happening any moment as we just wait here on stage. And either way, this crowd is packed out now. It has gotten full all the way from the back. There's standing room as well. It is very crazy to see a region come out in such a fashion like this and be able to support a team and be able to have this announcement. And it is kind of funny. It is what I guess we would call it the best kept secret in all of Counter-Strike, who is going to be announced for this team. And I know it's been a while in the making, and we're all very, very excited to give this to you. And we're just waiting for just a moment as some of the old players get prepared for their walkout onto the stage. As with all these people and these lights, I'm actually pouring sweat. It is very, very warm here. And we are about to be ready to go, which is going to be very, very cool. So no worries, stay with us, and we will get those players out just as soon as they. I think some players have some PCs that they need to get ready, some equipment they haven't quite set up, and then we'll have this underway. But this is a very cool venture that we're having Noah, Winston, and Lurpus kind of bring to us here in Brazil, trying to rise this organization back to prominence to what it once was. And it's important to mention as well, since this team has such a big legacy, so many big players in the Brazilian scene have been involved at some point, having the blessing of those people behind MIBR to be able to revitalize this and be able to acquire the rights to this brand is very, very important. I'm just getting word now the players are finally ready to go, about 30 seconds away. And we're going to get some of these old legends, these old Brazilian scene, and I'm sure this crowd is going to go absolutely wild for them. And it's going to be a very, very fun time. So make sure you guys, spam the Twitch chat, get everyone ready to go. You're going to want to see some of these show matches. And obviously the Brazilians are going to enjoy this as well as these old legends come onto the stage of MIBR. Just to reintroduce them, it's Guales, BTT, Adusin, Pava, and Pred will be your 5 players from the old MIBR rosters. You can see a lot of memories from these guys, from the crowd of the legendary days. These are players who have placed 5th in that CPL back in 2003. They dominated South America in 2005 with 2 CPL World Tour stop victories in Brazil and in Chile. And obviously a very long legacy that they helped create, and this is kind of the culmination of that. And I know, speaking to a couple of them earlier, this is very important. We're going to get a couple of them back over here to have a chit-chat, see what this all means to them. Sporting the MIBR jersey as well. Well deserved by these guys. Hey, what's up? So, how we doing? Doing good?
Doing great, man.
Yeah?
It's a great pleasure to be here.
It's a bit loud, isn't it?
Yes, it's a new start, new fresh start of a great history, so be part of that, it's a dream.
Now, you guys were part of the old MIBR lineups, and I know back in the day, we saw your fans back then were kind of crazy as well. Is it pretty wild to see this kind of, still the support out of the team and out of this old name that you guys helped build?
Yes, for sure, because everyone in Brazil is hoping something like that for years. Everything's hoping there might be a return, and now see this kind of thing happen for the Brazilian community and see the crowd here cheering for that. It's awesome. It's incredible.
Absolutely unreal. Can you pass the mic off here? How pumped are you to get playing in this game with your new MIBR lineup?
Yeah, I'm really hyped. Like, I'm gonna play between 2 players that I don't know if I'm supposed to say the names, but nowadays I'm a fan,
Yep.
I don't compete anymore. I retired last year. Now I'm dedicated to my streams, but it's just amazing to be here, to be part of this history.
Now, do you feel any kind of sentimental, emotional attachment to the fact that MIBR, this is a name that you helped kind of build up? You like seeing it return here?
I was part of the beginning, you know. This is a different history. This is a different like time. Like back in the days was completely different from what we're living right now. The access to information nowadays is way easier compared to back in the days. So I'm just glad to be here. I don't have like any jealous in anything. I'm just happy. You know?
Are you guys finding a lot of people in the crowd have like kind of recognized you or know who you are or cheering your names and everything like that when you're coming out? What's that like being in that crowd and having that kind of support?
Yeah, most of the people that knows me, it's like kind of older, you know. The new people, the new like fans and everything, they kind of like know me just for my streams and my recent history in CS:GO. But like most of my fans, my people that I built like some trust. It's from back in the days.
Can you pass it over? What is it like now with the Brazilian team when you watch these matches from home? Are you proud to see the Brazilian squad? These guys, kind of you know, the Brazilian teams have success. They've won a couple majors. Another Brazilian team got second place in a major. Does that make you happy as a former Brazilian player?
Yes, it will be a totally different experience. See another major with this team, MIBR again. I think that all the hype between the players and the audience will grow up for huge numbers because we will have stickers from MIBR. MIBR desired that. MIBR, it's a. I never imagined that I can have a weapon with MIBR sticker. So I think that the community will grow up, the community will improve, and will be a fun, and will be awesome to see MIBR in a big event again, represented by these kind of players, the tier 1 guys.
What events exactly were you? What was your top placing with the MIBR that you had kind of back in the day? What is the victory you're most proud of?
The victory that I'm most proud of was in 2007 when I became the first coach, world champion coach in DreamHack 2007, the DreamHack Winter.
Yeah, that was a legendary run. I remember that one. Yeah.
Because I was the biggest rival from MIBR when I had G3X and when I played G3X, so I played against MIBR a lot, and after that I'm really happy to make history in MIBR too as a player. We get top 4, top 5 in the Tier 1 tournaments in the world as a player.
Right.
And when I became the coach from MIBR, I became the world champion in DreamHack, and it was a great experience because until now and forever we will be the only team, non-European team that won a major in DreamHack, non-European team. So it's great. It's the biggest for me.
Right. That's got to be great. Can you pass the mic off? What was your favorite victory that you had way back when as a player?
Yeah, my most remarkable victory was definitely the CPL World Tour in Rio back in 2005 or 2004, I'm not sure. It was the first huge major like tournament that we hosted here in Brazil, and it was amazing. There we had like some European teams, some North American teams. I'm not sure like exactly what organization was playing, but definitely it was one of the most remarkable victories we had here.
We're gonna be switching you guys out a little bit. We're gonna get 2 other players in here. You guys will go address all the crowd and the fans. Thanks a bunch, boys.
Nice.
Enjoy it up there. Yeah. 2 new fresh victims walking back off the stage. How you doing, brother? Here, take this. I'll do this. How you doing? You guys doing all right?
You guys have another chair?
We do not have another chair. He'll have to stand. It happens. I was just talking to the other guys about some of their favorite victories that they've had in the past. And pretty much all of the sentiment that they all said was how difficult European competition. What was it like for you guys kind of trying to rise up in the old MIBR lineups? How much work did you have to put in?
Right, so when we started, Counter-Strike was light years behind European CS, and it was really tough for us. We never imagined that we hoped and dreamed, but it was like a dream that was very far away from reality. Because, I mean, back in the year 2002, 2001, Counter-Strike in Brazil was really undeveloped. And I mean, we had hopes that we'd get there. And I remember in 2003, you were playing there as well.
Yes, I was. I was at that
playing
event.
for United 5. I remember.
I had a bit more hair back then. Yeah.
You did. I remember you and you had a brother too. Right?
Yes.
And then you guys had a deep run there as well. I think you guys got like a top.
We really appreciated you guys. You guys knocked out 3D at that event, I believe it was. Maybe it was the one before it. I figured it was that one.
It was the same one.
It was the same one?
I think we
Perfect.
got like,
I've never properly thanked you guys for that, by the way, so thank you for knocking 3D out of that event. We didn't like them. Can you pass the mic over?
Sure. It was
just, what was it like playing in the early days when it was so difficult to kind of find a way to rise up?
It was so cool. We could jump and shoot eagles, you know, and give headshots. But jokes apart, we actually had a lot to learn because we didn't have anyone to practice. Internet in Brazil was impossible to play with outside teams. So we saw demos, but it's quite different from playing with really good teams.
There wasn't any F-Live TV demos, so we actually had to study strats. I remember we used to go in clan base because that was where this was before.
Yeah, this was before all the demos got released publicly. You're right. Yeah.
And then you have to watch.
You guys had a real tough time. Jesus Christ.
So when we got 13th place in the first CPL that we went, we were pretty happy. And then afterwards, 1 year afterwards, we went for 5th, right? So
yes.
It was pretty good for like a Brazilian team without any possibility to play with other really good clans.
I want to get him involved. We've only got about 30 seconds left before you guys go sit up and get ready for the game. I just want to know, what is your most memorable event that you had from way back when?
My most memorable...
Like tournament placing?
Event, probably WCG Korea in 2003 or ESWC at France 2003 as well, I think.
Okay.
So they were great tournaments. We did good, didn't win, but they were very good tournaments, very fun tournaments, and very well organized tournaments as well.
That's lovely. Well, hey, I know you guys are going to have to hop off and kind of set things up and get ready for your game. So I'm going to shake your hands.
Thank you very much. Yes, Coraza threw a flash bug under the box, and the whole nuke was blind.
You guys have been waiting a long time to get that off your chest, haven't you? It's good talking to you guys.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well, hey, enjoy your time setting up. Enjoy your time playing.
Okay,
It was a pleasure.
You.
Yes, those are some of the old legends, and you saw the kind of warm, resounding welcome that they got from the crowd. That was very, very cool to see. I know it's going to put a smile on pretty much everyone's faces, which is very cool. And obviously one last ovation for them as they get set up. They're about to play, you know, themselves probably 10 years later, the new stars of the Brazilian scene that have kind of risen up. So either way, this is what we've all been waiting for. This is going to be the new announcement. The new lineup of MIBR is coming now. So get ready. Here we go. Your new MIBR lineup. Yes, here they are, the new MIBR lineup. We all knew it was coming. You know the names, multiple major champions on this team, a second place championship on this team as well. Some of the best players in the world, some of the most exciting players in the world. Obviously one of the best in-game leaders and one of the best cores that we have ever had in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And obviously even bringing in a North American in Stewie, able to come in style and become a pretty big favorite here in Brazil of his own right, which is very, very cool to see as they enter the stage First time being revealed in the MIBR jerseys to this crowd, to the fans. And you could hear those roars as they were introduced in the video. And here they come. And it's getting loud. Very, very cool to see these guys in front of the crowd the first time that they've been shown. We're going to get some of them back here to talk, to have a chat as well. I'm going to be hanging out with Stewie most of the day. He's the only, you know, he's the only one who can't speak Portuguese. All right, boy. How was that? How was that entrance? How's it feel? You know, you've been telling me you've been growing a Brazilian fan base, so how are you liking it?
I'm loving it. I love Brazil. I've been here for 2 weeks now, and I feel like it's been the best time of my life so far. Brazilian fans are awesome.
All right, that's a big claim.
Not many things I can say.
I mean, I just want to touch on this for you because being one of the newer players in competitive Counter-Strike in general, what does MIBR mean? Have any of the players been able to pass on kind of what that brand, what that legacy of MIBR meant for the people of Brazil?
Yeah, I think it's a legacy that for us to be a part of, it's something insane for us, especially for me, since I'm an American player coming into a team that's Brazilian, and I'm not sure if the Brazilian fans will accept me, but so far they all accept me, they love me, and the only thing I can do is give back to them.
Yeah, that's been very cool to see with that kind of public support. I'm gonna have you pass it over to Cold because you're gonna be here for the next one as well, so I want to get his thoughts first. Talk to me. What is this brand? Did you watch these guys growing up in 1.6 or anything?
So when I was young, so I see a lot of times I'm MIBR playing, so I watch a lot of games from FNX, especially FNX. So when I play 1.6, it was my inspiration at the beginning, and that brand is really big in Brazil, and it's amazing to represent.
What is your favorite kind of run of that old lineup? What was your kind of favorite era of it? I know they had a lot of different players kind of in there. Like, did you have a favorite player from any of those? You said FNX is one you looked up to.
So I think for me, Kogu was a great helper.
Naturally, yeah, why not?
He was a great helper. So he was playing. I watched his playing like I think 1 year. I don't watch whole game, whole MIBR game. So for me, Kogu was the most guy I was watching a lot. So he was playing insane. See how he played was really insane because they bring the CS for Brazil, and I think nothing gonna happen in Brazil if they don't try to bring this for here. So I think MIBR at the beginning, they was the essence for CS here.
How does it feel now to be in this jersey with I mean, have you kind of heard any kind of thing from anyone you've talked to in the crowd or anything like that, any of the players? Do you guys feel a sense of responsibility to bring trophies back here?
Of course, the jersey is very heavy. So, but I think we feel we do not feel the pressure. I think we just keep playing our game. So we won a lot of tournaments like 2016, 2017, and we prove for everyone we are the best in the world. And we have a new journey right now. So we need to prove we're gonna be the best in the world with MIBR.
How's this guy fitting in so far? Is he doing all right?
Of course. This guy, insane.
What's it like playing now with someone non-Brazilian into the lineup? I know, like outside of any language barrier, what's it like just having someone from a different region kind of come in and give his own ideas?
So the beginning was hard because it was really hard to change the communication. But I think now we can still talk more in English. I think now everything's work, and he can understand better our communication because sometimes our communication is blowing a little bit.
I've heard you guys speak. Portuguese is very fast language.
Yeah. So we speak fast English, but when he speaks fast English, we cannot understand. It's really hard. So he speaks a little bit slow.
So what's next for you guys? Your next event is going to be Cologne. After this, you guys head out to a boot camp. We're going to see you under these jerseys the first time at ESL 1 Cologne.
So we're gonna go to Spain right now, tomorrow, and we're gonna have a boot camp there. We're gonna practice for 1 week, prepare to Cologne, and we're gonna try to do our best in Cologne. Hope win.
Hopefully win?
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty sick. What's it? I mean, I don't really have a whole lot left for you guys. what has been the reaction to all this that you've seen from the fans, from the crowd and everything? What has kind of been your takeaway of this MIBR jersey coming back?
Okay, can you repeat because it sounds too high?
It's getting loud. What's it like having this MIBR jersey like back into this scene? Is there like a lot of people? Have you gotten any messages from these older players that have come out to support you guys?
Of course, a lot of people were supporting us, so especially the fans. For them, it's really cool to have. We represent now organization, Brazilian organization. So I think for them it's special. We represent like American team, German team, but we are Brazilians. And when we represent your country, like everything, full country, is better for the fans.
All right, here, hand it back to Sui. He's been lonely for a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
How are you fitting in? How are you liking this team so far, playing with all the Brazilians?
There's a lot of ups and downs, but I knew the ups and downs so far that's come. I knew that it would come eventually, but that's the choices that I've made, and I knew it would come, and it's about how we deal with it, and so far, how we deal with problems. I mean, I got 2 leaders that know how to deal with problems throughout the years, so learning from them, it's been the best for me.
All right, cool. Just give me really quick a quick prediction for ESL One Cologne. You guys gonna win it? You guys gonna take the trophy?
All I know is last year I made it to the finals with Cloud9, and we lost to them 3-0 in the finals. And in Cancun, I took a week off Counter-Strike, and we went to the major and we won the major. And here I'm taking a break from CS, and we're going to Cologne, so I'm expecting to win there.
Cold, we're gonna send you back up to the other guys. We're gonna bring one more back. All right? Yeah, you could Red Rover someone over here. Yeah, let's roll. Yeah, you can pick one. So discuss that again. You got second in Cologne, and then you won the major. There's something there. There's something about that.
Yeah, I was saying that I took a break in Cancun, and after the break, we won the major. So we're doing the same here.
Gonna do it again?
Cologne. Yeah.
You're gonna get Cologne, a break, and then the major. Fallen, no introduction needed. Yeah, take that away from him.
Borrow me your mic. Hello,
right.
hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good. How's this all been for you? Is it cool?
It's very cool, yeah. Brazilians, as always, showing up and making sure they follow us on our first baby steps to the team. That's awesome.
Now, you were probably I would say the longest lasting player who's played the deepest into the history of Counter-Strike. Did you have any memories of watching MIBR when you were younger and you were coming up?
Yeah, I kind of have a very particular memory on my mind. First of all, I'm very bad on memory. I don't remember much things, but when I was younger and I was just playing Counter-Strike for fun, going into cyber coffees and just entering servers just to have fun, I remember listening about MIBR, and the first thought I remember is how cool to be this life of playing Counter-Strike, traveling the world and representing a country. And I was like, this is for very few people in the world, and those guys are blessed. Like, I remember having this thought on my mind, and I'll never guess I would be here today, living out this dream, and not only representing what they were representing the best, right? So I'm trying to keep their legacy. So this is so cool for me.
Well, one player whose legacy you've kind of been able to challenge a little bit is someone named Kogu. With your opping, did you ever look up to him as an opper? Because you're no slouch yourself, obviously, with that weapon.
So I have never been very close to Kogu back in the days when I was just a guy competing on Brazilian scene, and he was the god of Brazilian Counter-Strike. We have never been so close, and I always look up to him because for me, he's up there with the best operators in the world forever. Nothing will take his away from him because he was such a great player. He was so, what's the word in English, like committed to the game. He really put a lot of time into getting better and better. And he wrote his name on Counter-Strike history books forever. So I look up to him a lot. And now, after he stopped playing and I got better, and I even got a chance to beat him in 2009 after many, many years losing for him, I got closer to him a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we show respect a lot for each other of us, like between ourselves, because I know how much he did for Counter-Strike in your country, in the world, and he kind of sees the same on me after his legacy. So it's very cool to talk about Kogu for me.
You guys were very close. Some of the old players from IBR, and now this new lineup, you guys in the back before we all walked on stage, you guys were all just saying hi, taking pictures and everything like that. Is that something unique to you guys in the Brazilian scene, how kind of tight-knit? You've always talked about it within your team, traveling to America, but all the Brazilian players, is it pretty tight-knit group?
I think it's more about our culture, right? The Brazilian culture, the way we act between ourselves, and we show a lot of respect. Like to see Pava here, Pava is a guy that all this time when I was seeing people play, he's one of the first to be there. I was a big fan of his game, and nowadays he's working as a streamer. He's even playing Counter-Strike sometimes, playing other games, and now he puts his effort to come here and celebrate this first baby steps of the team with us. It's very amazing. It's very cool to see.
What is the next step for you guys? I kind of talked to Cold and Stewie obviously about Cologne, but what are we doing now to get Stewie more acclimated, get some trophies under this MIBR banner?
Yeah, so I think every birthday or every New Year, it's kind of a time on your life when you reconsider things and you try to start a new cycle, right? You try to set up what's working, what's not, and set new goals. And for us, starting this new contract, going for this new team, I think is the best opportunity to really make that. So I think we're going to take away everything we did in the past with Stewie on the couple last months. We're going to try to see what went wrong, what went good, and try to reproduce more of the good things. And we know the path to become a good team. We know what it takes, and we kind of, when you are doing a path, sometimes it's hard to understand what's going wrong. Sometimes it's hard to make a read and really recognize right away what's going wrong.
Right.
But after some couple time, it's not that hard to see what went wrong and what we did wrong, right? So I think with all this time frame where we're not being the best team in the world anymore, I know what's different from the time we were. So
yeah.
I know what to work with it. And I think all my teammates have the same mindset. We're going to identify those things and work on it because we know we have what it takes to become the best team in the world again.
Yeah. Can you hand it back to Sirius? Sorry. You now just came from the American scene. You're now playing with Fallen, who's one of the most respected in-game leaders. On Cloud9, you spent some time as an in-game leader, which was a new experience for you entirely. What kind of respect has it been like playing under someone like Fallen, who's been one of the best in-game leaders that we've had in CSGO?
It makes life a lot easier for me because on Cloud9, even when the leadership role was passed on to someone else, I felt like I always had the urge to help them. And now on this team, I feel like if I had the urge to help them, they feel more independent and confident in their own calls. So I can just play my own game and I can do my own things. And when they start struggling and they ask for help, that's where I can try to get my tips.
Okay, cool. Are you bringing any elements of what you had in Cloud9 over to this new team?
When I see things go wrong or see things that I've tried to go through before, I try to tell them that I've been through this before and we should try this and we could try it, and if it doesn't work, then it's okay.
All right, awesome. Fallen, I'm going to pester you one last question, just because I asked Stu, how are you guys going to do at Cologne? Are you guys going to win?
Cologne?
Yeah.
I mean, how long ago did you see us losing Cologne, right? 2 years, 3 years? We don't lose there. We're going to take the trophy home.
I didn't hear a word you said. This is wild. I'm going to let you guys get set up, and we're going to bring someone else out.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck, boys. Have fun. We're gonna start getting those next show matches underway. They're gonna go set up, finalize some of the last few things they have over at the computers. And what we're gonna do now is actually we're gonna get Noah Winston and Lurpus up here on the stage, two of the big architects behind this MIBR acquisition and development. They're gonna talk over some of the plans that they have coming up for the organization here in Brazil, and that's gonna be it's gonna be very cool. And here they come right now.
Boa noite, Brasil. Thank you, everyone, for coming to MIBR, the return. MIBR, o retorno. We couldn't be more excited today to present our new line in CS, or to talk about the plans that we have for the future of this organization and for what we want to do in Brazil. But before we talk about the future, we need to talk a little bit about the past. Over here we have our GM of CSGO, Tommy Lurpus Kovanen, one of the very few professional players who played during the time of MIBR. Take it away.
Thanks. Yeah, I've actually played against many of the guys who are currently setting up. I'm a dinosaur in this industry, I guess you could say. So some of the old guys, Gales, Pava, Paulo Veloso, I hadn't seen those guys in more than 10 years. I even played against Fallen back when Fallen was a kid, when he was a Stewie. It's been quite a while. So I mean, MIBR was one of the biggest names in Counter-Strike since I started playing. They predate me. I played forever ago, and they were already one of the biggest names when I got around on the scene. And I was telling some of the old guys, like, I played against them multiple times over the years, but my first international tournament was 2005. Played against them there, saw many of them at CPL Brazil in Rio. So it's been a wild ride, and obviously, you know, it's great to bring the old faces back because they're really the ones who built the brand up to what it is today. And obviously, you know, without what they've done for Brazil, for Brazilian esports, you guys wouldn't be as excited about this brand coming back, you know. That's sort of the whole point.
It's important to remember when we talk about the history of MIBR that it's a brand and an organization that was around at a time in esports that was much different than we're in now. When MIBR was first created, it was created by someone who's not on stage, but was still very important, named Paulo Veloso. Paulo created it because it was a passion of him and his son to play Counter-Strike in a professional way, but in 2003, there weren't professional teams like there are now. Without the founding of MIBR, we wouldn't be seeing an ecosystem in Counter-Strike quite like we're seeing today. And it's also important not to underrate the importance of the ESWC Championship in 2006, the first time that a Brazilian Counter-Strike team won a major international tournament. That championship was crucial to proving that Brazilian players in FPS games weren't just good enough to compete on an international stage, but were good enough to win championships. Since 2006, that championship has stood out as one of the most important in Brazil's history for esports because it provided an example for the potential of Brazilian players when given the necessary support to become international champions. It's because of that history that we're here today. It's because of that history that we made the decision when we knew we were moving forward with this roster of players to bring back the MIBR brand and to forge a new history not only for this brand and for this organization, but for the Brazilian esports ecosystem. We recognize that in order to make esports bigger and better, in order to let Brazil shine on an international stage, in Counter-Strike and in other games, we need to do more for the local community, and we need to invest more heavily in infrastructure to allow Brazilian talents to shine. We firmly believe that Brazil not only has some of the best players in the world, not only has some of the best fans in the world, but has one of the best communities in the world because of how supportive you are of your stars. You're a beautiful crowd. And we also think that a lot of people both inside and outside Brazil talk about Brazilian esports as though it's behind esports in North America or esports in Europe, that there are problems here that don't exist in other places. But I don't think that's true. I think the Brazilian esports scene is closer to something really special than in any other scene in the Western world. I think in Brazil, we are just a few steps away from building something much bigger than one brand, much bigger than one player, much bigger than one lineup. We want MIBR not just to be a brand, but to be the start of a social movement in Brazil that transforms the way we think about esports and that transforms the future of how the rest of the world sees this country. In order to achieve our goals, we know that it's not enough to just be a logo on the internet or just to be a jersey. Tweeting in Portuguese is not the same thing as supporting a Brazilian community. And we've had experience over the years of taking those first small steps towards working inside of Brazil, ranging from our first Counter-Strike lineup to where we are today. And we recognize that in order to truly give back to our fans, we need to do more. We need to create infrastructure here in Brazil. We need to create an ecosystem here in Brazil in which the fans, the players, the institutions in this country can all participate. And that doesn't just mean participating online and watching YouTube videos, it means participating at events like this one, where you can come together in person, where maybe you might not be playing Counter-Strike today, but you come out of this event having made a new friend. You go to watch football matches together because you support the same esports team. Maybe one day there will be children born that are born as fans of MIBR the same way they are born as fans of football clubs here in Brazil. That's a future that we can achieve together. And in order to achieve that future, we need to strengthen what exists here on the ground locally. We recognize that for a long time, the infrastructure in Brazil wasn't good enough. And that's meant that the best teams in the world that come up in Brazil need to leave Brazil in order to get better practice on an international stage. We want to change that. And we recognize that that will not be a short process. But we believe that by investing in talent development, in creating academies, in being able to provide physical facilities and more opportunities for people to play CS in Brazil, we can create a Brazilian esports ecosystem in which the best players are found here, they grew up here, and then they stay here to represent their country. We also believe that here in Brazil, it is essential to provide a model for the rest of the world. Because esports is in such an important position in this country, what we do here is not only going to affect the Brazilian ecosystem or the Brazilian scenario, but we will be looked to by the rest of the world for an example of how to create an esports structure that benefits everybody. In order to do that, we need your support, and we need you to tell us the way that things work. The last thing we want to do is to come in with our own opinions of how things should be done and do the wrong thing for what you need here in Brazil. I'm here, and Tommy is here in person, because we're learning by being with you every single day. We're spending time here in Brazil to understand the scenario and to understand what needs to be built and what hasn't been built yet. When we invest here, we'll be doing so to be additive to the ecosystem, to work alongside partners that exist here, and to amplify their efforts, whether those are efforts that already exist within esports, or whether those are larger institutions that want to start supporting the Brazilian esports culture. And it's those institutions that are going to be important for the future. When we think about the social movement that we are creating here, that we want MIBR to be, we think back to the history in Brazil of UFC during the days of Silva, of surfing during the days of Medina, and of creating a Brazilian esports culture that becomes generational, permanent, and persistent, no matter which players are representing Brazil in an international arena. I want to talk a little bit also about the ways that we can achieve this together, because this is not just a one-sided effort in which you tell us what to do and we do it. If you want to be a part of this movement, we need you not just to be passive supporters, but to be active contributors to it. We need your engagement online. We need you not just to interact with our content, but to interact with your entire community and the rest of the fans that are here today and in days to come. We need you to come out in person, not just to support big events like this, not just to support championships like ESL 1 in Belo Horizonte last week, but to support the everyday local events that are essential to building a true community. It's not just about the best teams in the world, it's about all the teams that could be the best in the world one day, but need your support today. It's that type of grassroots infrastructure that can create a future here in Brazil that no other country has yet been able to create.
We've come a very long way from when I was in Brazil last for esports 13 years ago. And like Noah was saying, some of the support that we need now kind of goes back to the old days, except in the old days, that was all that existed. You only had the local communities. Like Papa was talking about in the video, you only had the LAN centers. You didn't play online. You only knew everybody in person. Now, I think nowadays, maybe it's gone a little too far the other way, where everything is only online. And in some ways, like Noah was saying, needs to go back to also supporting everything locally and in person, and starting from the smaller events, and not only the big ESL event or whatever it may be that comes here once a year. we've come a pretty long way from 2005 and from the days in 2003 where MIBR was founded, but I think there's quite an exciting road ahead.
And I know most of you are here, and most of you know the history of MIBR in Counter-Strike, one of the most important games for the Brazilian scenario. But it's also important to recognize that esports and gaming is a movement that spans across multiple games, multiple platforms. It exists in a lot of different places in this country and others. And more importantly than just supporting our teams or supporting our brand, we need the communities to support each other. Having hostility between Counter-Strike and League of Legends, or between Counter-Strike and Rainbow Six, doesn't do anything to advance the goals that we're aiming for. And in order to truly create the type of social movement that creates permanent change, and institutional change in a country like Brazil, we need a movement that works together, that works across titles, that works across actors. So I would encourage all of you that might only be CS fans to start interacting with the communities of other games, to start building together a vision for what the future should look like, not just for this new MIBR CS team, but also for all of the local tournaments, the local leagues, CB LOL, Rainbow Six, all the other games that bring Brazilians together around this amazing little thing that we call esports. And I think if we can do that, there's a future here that involves something much bigger than any of us can imagine right now. As much as we might have our grand plans, we recognize that the potential here is essentially unlimited. We're not bordered or boundaried by anything. We have the ability to create whatever it is we want because we have the potential of a country and a community and of a fan base that is unmatched anywhere else. So, thank you again for being here. Thank you again for coming. And thank you for supporting the return of MIBR.
Welcome back. We are here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I've got a good friend of mine, Zeus. What's going on, brother?
How are you, brother? Good to be here. New experience for all of us.
I was going to say, you're back behind the camera and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've done this before with Gamers Club. Never something this size, never with someone this prestigious as you.
Yeah, well, you look good in the suit. You came fully suited up. It was a bit hot here.
It was.
You changed into the MIBR shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I had to get away
down
around.
A little bit. Yeah,
had to get away around it. Feeling a lot better now. Not dying. Helped a lot.
Well, let's talk because we got to talk to all the old players. You go pretty deep into the Brazilian scene as well. So, I mean, what was your kind of favorite memory of MIBR growing up and kind of experiencing that in the scene?
I remember exactly. I was actually playing a sub-16 age tournament, which was for up-and-comers at the time, and I was just helping out a few friends, and ESWC was happening at the same time, and it was that famous MIBR run where Brazil had its infamous first world title with these players. And I remember 1 week prior to that, FNX was actually on my team, and he was poached in a sense to MIBR, but it was to a better opportunity. He got immediate, like back then, the scene, you couldn't travel as much. You weren't able to immediately go to a tournament. And of course he had to take that opportunity. And I was so happy seeing him win, seeing such a close friend with everyone else. And from there, I mean, their history started there very fast.
Yeah, they had a couple good years in there as well afterwards. So
they did. They had before as well. They were always known in Brazil, but after that, I think even internationally, they were pretty famous. You might know better on that side.
Only because I did the research, you know, right before the little monologue up there. That was quite fun. It is kind of cool looking back on that, and obviously great to have that history. But either way, we're going to be getting into a show match here very, very shortly, and obviously mentioned it kind of up on stage briefly at the open of the show. What's going to happen is it's this new MIBR lineup, which we all know and love. they're going to be mixed up. It's going to be Stewie and Coldzera on one team. It's going to be Fallen, Fur, and Bolts on another team. And interspersed with them is going to be some of the old Brazilian MIBR players that we kind of talked to. Pava, Pred, all those guys.
Do we know who's on which team? I want to see how these guys are informed.
I have no idea. I think it's Pava said he's playing between Stewie and Coldzera, and he's already nervous.
Yeah, because I know Pava and Gaulas, they still stream, they still play CSGO, they're still up to it. Kiko and those guys, I don't know, especially a Pred.
Kiko's not here. Pred, BTT, and Squalez. Yeah, those are the other.
Pred is the one I'm interested to see most of all.
Yeah.
I want to see how he's been doing for sure.
Was he good back in the day?
He was. He was actually pretty. I mean, he kind of started the whole movement, right? People don't give him enough credit because of his father. It was his father's team. But
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, MIBR is Paulo Veloso is Pred's dad.
Okay.
And so it started with that. It was a passion project, but it was because his father saw how good he was and had a chance, and there was no investment in the country, and so he had a better condition of living, and so he decided to do it for that. And his friend, which his closest friends at the time, were the best players in Brazil, at least from Rio, because very early in the beginning, MIBR was a Rio team, and we had that rivalry really big in Brazil since we didn't go out as much. There was São Paulo teams will stay in São Paulo. I would always play for either G3X, GC. You would not go to MIBR, so when like Kogu jumped over the pond for us.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Kogu, I remember playing him in 2003 when he was on G3X, and then I think after that event, he left for Rio for MIBR. And I know you've told me some stories behind the scene. He did not necessarily get the most
love.
Yeah, he didn't get any love.
No, so Kogu's story, from what, if my memory doesn't fail, he started on a team called Team, right? It was just called Team, and he got really fast, really good, really fast.
Yeah.
And from that, he was immediately almost picked up by Immortals, which there was an Immortals team back then, local.
Yeah.
And then into the G3X, which was kind of the big dogs around São Paulo. They were the ones that had the sponsor as well. They had Intel behind them. They had all that. And I don't remember what happened in the relationships internally there, but he got an offer from MIBR, and he decided to take it due to their investments and all of that, and believing they were better. And like I told you, when we went to LANs and Kogu was playing for the MIBR side, when LANs were in São Paulo, he got it more than everybody, like 200 people banging on windows saying, "You will not leave this place if you win."
It does seem to get a little wild down in these parts.
Yeah, Brazil gets a little. We're passionate people. I think Belo Horizonte showed that a little bit.
I was going to say you've kind of been showing me the ropes, what it actually means to be made in Brazil this past week, and I have not handled it very well at all. My body shut down yesterday.
I'm not made for this anymore either. I tried to hang with the big boys, but I don't know if I can take any more of this.
Go back to that cushy California lifestyle after this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm that kind of guy now. It's like 15 degrees, I put on a jacket because it's a little cold.
Oh, you can't be doing that. Either way, one of the cool things as well that we get to announce when we're here, and you'll be seeing it come up, I mentioned it as well, new sponsor that MIBR is bringing to the table, one of their founding sponsors for this new brand. Not only is there Betway, there's also Tinder is going to be a new sponsor. So we all know Tinder has a good place in everyone's heart, I think, in esports. And obviously, if you get that Tinder Gold, you're going to be able to do the passport, so you can shift whatever country you're swiping
that's useful. That's useful for pro players.
Listen, I think it's we'll leave it there.
Yeah,
we'll leave it there. Just pro players.
Just pro players. And everyone else who travels.
Yeah, so you're going to set your location in advance and begin swiping before you even arrive. But that's obviously very, very cool stuff to be bringing into a new team. I'm just going to where there's 1 minute as some of the players are filing up some things and get back into this game. Obviously, we're not going to see anything tactical. This is basically just like a fun mixed game. You're interested to see how Pred plays?
I'm really interested. I want to see everybody, especially the older guys, because half of these guys, even though I'm from Brazil, I lost contact with them. Like I saw Eduzing here 5 minutes ago before we started this, and I was so happy to see him because he was such a good friend of mine. Because even though we all had that rivalry, every time they'd come over, everyone just play games. We'd go to a hotel room, play poker, whatever it is, just have a few beers and talk. And it's nice to
beers,
see.
Huh?
Yeah. And now I want to see what it's like that they've moved away from this lifestyle. Let's see if they can still hang with us.
If they can still hang. Who do you think is going to get the most kills of the current MIBR, this newly announced?
Oh,
between Stewie, Cold, Fur. Okay, let's do it this way.
It has to be Coldzera. You never see him get the kills, but he's always up there.
He's always going to be up there. Which one's going to win? Is it going to be Stewie and Cold, or is it going to be Fallen, Fur, and Bolts?
Oh, that's rough.
That is a bit rough.
That is a bit rough. I don't know who the others are in the team. If the team with 2 gets, if the Coldzera Jake team gets Gaules and Pava, I think they win.
You think they win?
If they get it.
All right.
Because Coldzera, like I said, is the kind of guy where you're just playing. I remember when I used to coach them, I'd be like, oh my God, Fallen's having an insane match right now. He has like 27 kills and you tab and Coldzera's magically at 30.
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
It's like, this is my best match. What'd you do? He's like, I'm just here, man.
There is a meme in that. You never remember Coldzera flick, whatever that might be. Yeah, that's kind of cool. How do you think he's been doing now that he's missing Taco? Since you were the coach of this team that kind of led to the prominence of that kind of pairing, and there's been a lot put on how Coldzera and Taco work together. Now you obviously have Taco over at Team Liquid.
Yeah.
How do you think Coldzera's been holding up?
I mean, Coldzera is always going to be Coldzera. I think that Taco was I have to get back my boy here. I mean,
yeah,
he was an important piece of the team. I think he's been proving that.
Yeah.
Because not only his play style, his mentality, there's so many things that involve Taco. And Coldzera is that kind of guy. And, like, I know they're best friends for, like, what, 9 years now already?
Yep.
When you have that chemistry, it's not even about being better or worse. Sometimes I don't have to say anything to you and it just clicks.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah, and in game, when you're talking about a game about millisecond difference between you headshotting someone and losing or outsmarting someone in a clutch, that makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference. Now you get him over in Team Liquid. That's really cool.
Yeah, separating them. No,
you're splitting them up.
The last 2
You're
years
a
were rough.
homewrecker.
I've been hearing that since I left. That's no news to me.
Oh man. Well, has it been good being home in Sao Paulo?
It is.
How long has it been since you've been back here?
Last time I was here was New Year's, but every time I'm here, it's like for 10 days, and it's either with girlfriend or family. It's something really close. This time, I'm being able to come here, see the fans, see some old friends that I hadn't seen in forever. So I'm really actually happy. I'm actually kind of even emotional about it because, like, all these people are part of my past and they're here now. It's really cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. It seems that way. Some of the old guys I talked to, the older lineup guys that we're going to see playing here, kind of expressed the same thing, just how cool it was. So that's nice. You're going to get the full experience today, Zeus. You're getting what we, at this point in the broadcast, call Phil, where you don't know how long until things get kicked off, but you can see there are some admins kind of working with the player issues. We should be getting underway any moment
Jason.
here.
I like to talk.
You do?
We can make this work.
I didn't say we weren't going to make it work. I just think it's nice. You came in, a little bit of panic at the onset. The headset wasn't on. You didn't know what was going down.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of your side of the story now.
Oh, there's a little bit of crowd hype, so maybe we're getting in.
Yeah, hopefully soon. Like I said, I'm really excited to see this. I think this crowd's actually going to go nuts, even though it's just a showcase. Every kill their favorite player gets will probably make them go a little bit crazy.
Listen, dude, I've been blown away. I've been here all week as well, and we got the World Cup going on, and I couldn't quite make it out of the hotel to watch the game.
How was that experience for you?
I was just sitting there. I was having a good time. I actually forgot the game was on, and then I just heard fireworks exploding and then screams and car honks. And I'm on the 22nd floor of the hotel, and you can clearly hear people cheering and screaming and yelling. So cracked open the window, and 5 minutes later they scored again. It was quite nice.
Oh, that was perfect timing.
Sounds like a party was going down in the streets.
This World Cup here, I'd say, like, knowing my local residents, I guess.
Yeah.
We're still getting into it right now, right? Because 2014 was the World Cup in Brazil. Yeah. Everyone was way overhyped. Like,
you guys still all hung over from 2014?
A little bit. I think we got our hopes up, and then that Germany thing happened, which we don't talk about.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. So we're starting weak. But we're slowly getting into every game that goes, you're going to see more and more of that. If you stay here a little longer, by the end we win the tournament.
Listen, I have to get out of here. You know that, Zeus. I have to leave. I won't live.
I wish you didn't.
We'll be back, I'm sure, at some point.
We will. We're having fun. It's the event. It's our nights out. It's restaurants.
One last night out for us tonight. And then
one last
and then tomorrow I need to leave. Absolutely must leave. Are you going back to LA after this as well? Are you sticking around and doing the family thing for a bit? Because you guys are in Cologne.
So mine's actually kind of complicated. I was supposed to already be back, but my actual passport expires in 4 months, and with European countries, they don't allow you in with only less than 3 months.
You might need to get that refreshed.
I am actually doing that now, but it's 7 to 15 business days, so it's kind of on them. So I have to go to Cologne as fast as I get it.
Yeah, as soon as you get it, you're going to be there. Did just get word that we were under a 2-minute countdown, so we should be getting underway any moment. As you can see, the crowd here has been packed out. There's food trucks lining the back of the wall, kebabs, coffee, pizza. It's everywhere. It's everything.
It's actually making me a little hungry.
Me too. Well, we can get some food after this. I hear you guys do sushi.
I'm on a
pretty well
diet,
here.
didn't you hear?
Well, getting word that we are going to be underway as I just had the countdown on my ear going to 2-1. So crossing our fingers. Otherwise, we might have to go get some of that sushi. Might have to get some of that.
Let's check this.
Oh, here we are. Swipe right. Let's get into the game.
Ooh, nice little graphic.
Yeah, you liked that, didn't you? I thought it was quite cool as well.
All right.
Kicking things off on
Fur.
Dust 2.
Just checking these teams out. Bolt, Fur, Pred, BTT, and Fawn. Not a bad team at all. I do, however, believe that Terrorist team will win.
Okay, so you're going with coldzera and Stewie's side of the table.
I'm going with them.
All right, we'll see.
I trust in them. Gaules, Pava, they kept up. They can still get a kill here or there.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun if they get into like clutch situations and one-on-ones against some of these newer players with some of the different ways that you can play this. I think that's probably the biggest thing to 1.6 to go is kind of all the movement and the different things you can do here.
I guarantee you, at least one round we're going to see one of these old school players have something experience in clutch-wise right here.
Okay.
If they're in those situations, they're smart. They've been through more situations than even Go players have.
Ooh,
oh, look at Fred.
That is a beautiful shot. Opening kill. They're trying to cross over. Fur goes down. He has a chance to get one more. Not going to be able to make that happen. And meanwhile, coldzera, 3 kills in mid. And Stewie's just piling it on.
coldzera with an SK tag?
It's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. You got to differentiate the teams. What did I say? But Pred did surprise me. I wanted to see him. He knows how to move still.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I expected him to be a bot.
It's him and no, it's Gualas and who that you say still play in stream?
Gaules and Pava.
Pava, okay.
They both stream. They still play with Level 20 Gamers Club. For the people who played here in Brazil, they'll know.
Ooh, hello. That's not a bad shot at all, and Fur is out of the fight.
It's impressive how these players play with every weapon, right? Doesn't matter what they're doing.
Well, I mean, it's important to note as well, you used to like not be able to do that, could you? It's only a CSGO thing, as far as I'm aware. Those guns didn't get used in 1.6 and Source as much.
Oh, no. In 1.6, a lot less than Source. Source, you could even still try a little bit, depending on the gun. But
listen, why would you use any gun in Source if you could buy the Deagle? It's unreal.
The Deagle and NKs were amazing in Source. I still miss that. They're running taps.
Well, Dust 2 lends itself to the Puggy style, and at the moment, the Pugmaster of Stewie is getting helped out with coldzera with 5 kills to take that 2-0 lead.
Stewie, this is a map for him. I've seen him play this too. He can go wild on this.
He almost won us the show match in Australia.
Did he? I didn't watch that.
Yeah, it was good.
Was it? What is it? Stewie Fest or?
It was Stewie and Ethan. It was a Stewie and Ethan Fest. I had a couple good rounds in there, but listen, Zeus, I think we both know that we're past our prime when it comes to actually playing the game. We just get to talk about it now.
We talk about it, but look at these guys. They haven't played CS in forever, and they're disrespecting Rush B for the second round in a row. They didn't see the guy behind the box. Please knife someone for. Please knife someone.
Going for it. He's got one slash. Oh, he's been bailed out. Pava gets saved.
It would have been worth it.
But Fur with the heroic effort. That is quite nice.
I expect we'll be seeing quite a lot of these too, right?
Yeah, some like shame plays, like you just
people. I don't know about the rest of the world, but since we play for the title, right?
You play to embarrass people.
Yeah, morality is kind of ambiguous when it comes to humiliating a friend in game. It's all worth it.
Fair play. That's a 3-0. There's the man. That's Pava. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's Pava. Cool. You know them. He's one of the old school guys for sure.
No, I remember him as well from way back when. Tinder replay, Tinder Gold replay.
For Tinder,
more swiping.
He used to date one of my friend's sister in like 2002. There was no Tinder back then. That's how I actually first met Pava. He wasn't even on MIBR yet.
Well, we've gotten AUG, so someone's gone back in time, and Pava's just going to try and make it across. There's the opening kill. Yeah, no respect whatsoever, and it's all Pred. He's not even aware of what's coming behind him, and he's down.
Oh, that's kind of unfair. I mean, Stewie peeking you with the op, and you have Pred with the C.
And you've got 3 players coming in from behind. Yeah, that's not going to go well.
This match is going to be all pushes. I'm calling it now. Or a crab attack round.
Ooh, that would be it. The crab attack is... It's been a while since we've seen that, isn't it?
If there was ever a time for it, I'm calling it now. Depends on the scoreline. Oh, man. This is going to get out of hand soon.
This is going to get real out of control. I feel like this is just going to be straight up T-sided matchup.
I think so, too. But it's Pred on the B-bomb side, right? Yep. And who's middle? On
Fur.
It's Fur.
That's what it looks like.
It's the hardest bomb side. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, you feel like you really do have to put one of your more experienced players into the anchor role, and there's BTT showing a little bit of rust as Qualis gets on the board.
I know it's hard to criticize the strategy, but I would have loved to see Fallen with an op and fighting mid as CT, trying to stop that aggression. They're going to be rushing Cat in mid.
Yeah, they really are. That'll be, I mean, I imagine they'll have to change that up. Eventually they're going to have to put a second person in mid, it feels like, with that B defense.
Coach calls right here, man.
Yeah.
It's time to see it. Listen, maybe a CZ round.
Why do you hop up behind him in like old times? You tell him what to do.
Because people would kill me nowadays if I did that. The B-Rush again? Come on, Stu. You can't. They have families.
But he's gotten off, and he's got 2, and he's going to go for 3. The no-scope doesn't land, and neither does that one. It's not too beneficial, but they've already taken over the A site. He's just, he's lost, and they have his op, and I guess they'll just have to try and save it. Another very fast-paced round.
Yeah, will, but Kiko is not taking it. He wants that op back. He wants it back now.
He's hungry. He's got the taste of competition. And here's BTT. He's got 1 pick with the op and can't transfer it over whatsoever. What do you think of that?
I love that reflex.
Yeah? Little granny, the old age being exposed.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy for people to not realize that how much Counter-Strike has evolved, right? These guys are legends. We can't underestimate them. These guys, the knowledge they have in Counter-Strike is so big, and yet when you compare it to nowadays, it's like everyone knows every little detail about the game.
Well, here you go, double op setup. It's not Fallen, but Pred's got the opening kill again, much like the pistol, and not going to transfer over. He's got Fallen coming into the door, and Pred's got a second. He slows it down, and he's going to take 3. Pred with some highlights, and the crowd goes wild.
He even contained himself. Look, he wasn't the first guy to peek, try to go for the 4th. He still has those fundamentals in him.
I think we all still got the instincts. It's can your body actually live up to the hype in that sense, isn't it? At least this round, Pred with some highlights. That's cool to see. And Stewie and Kiko going to be backing away from the site. Stewie just waiting for the smoke to fade.
He's just looking like an all-star show. He just wants to make highlight clips at this point. It's 5-0 in, and he is already like this.
The best thing that could ever happen would be if someone just creates like one of those old school frag videos to this that has like the Linkin Park and some of those old school songs.
Don't you miss those?
We could go real nostalgic with this.
Oh, I miss those so much. Like the Eolithic, those, when you see the little screen shift, you know, just the little tilt on the certain key points of hype.
Fallen jumping down from the boxes, able to take out Stu, didn't even see it coming. And now it's just Kiko turning the corner, not able to get anything. So Team Fallen is on the board for the first time.
This is not going to be a clean sweep. They came here and they're like, we do not want to lose 2-0.
Yes.
I actually think, though, that if they get a little bit into this, T-side, like you said, the T-sides are going to be way more important. This is full-on pug right now, right? Yep. They need T-rounds.
Yes, they do.
Ooh. And there's that mid-fight. See, thank God you don't listen to the coach. That's why you don't listen to me.
Well, it's a B-rush off the back of that. Stewie has gotten a couple picks that time and even legged someone previously. Pred's here, and he's doing work one more time. There goes Pava trying to pressure the door. They have kind of transferred a second player over to help him out, and that's a good hold from Team Fallen into a 2-on-2.
That's not bad at all. I mean, the T started off with the 1.6 mentality of if you wall bang, rush B, it's very simple, and they still held it. They put a lot more guys towards mid, but they still have a really good chance in this. Gaules is pretty low. He has an up. It's a double op on T side.
Well, it's going to be all on Stewie, isn't it? Or you even mentioned there's going to be some of that experienced wily plays coming out of these veterans. We'll see if it happens this time. The nade. Bolts turning for a flashbang as well. No one's showed up. There's Stewie from beneath. Grabs Bolts, and it's just down to Fur in a 1-on-2, and he's going to try and use the smoke. Low HP at back platform, and there's the good find. And Stewie, he can now just play the time, but Fur knows exactly where he is. There's the peek. There's the shot. And Fur had nothing to do.
That was styling. He's styling.
Stewie didn't even crack a smile. coldzera's having a good time. He's laughing. He's partying. Stewie is just stone cold.
And you hate to see it even in the show matches now. That hard reset round. They still have a little bit of money to play with, but it ain't pretty.
It never feels good. You're right. Even in these instances, you always feel a little bit bad for that CT team.
Oh, I have experience being in the situations. When you lose that reset round, your morale just goes down. You can tell the team atmosphere went to hell.
Yeah, you can say hell. It's okay.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You need to explain these little things to me.
Yeah, there's a couple words. Hell's fine, though. Hell's fine.
All right. Won't go full full aggro here.
These are some nice pickoffs. Fur obviously getting destroyed, demolished, trying to push him in. I think Stewie might have heard that. And Team coldzera just running wild across the map.
The first round that they hold is against this. It's heartbreaking.
Yes.
If it's a pug match, give him a fair chance. Come on.
Yeah, do his best.
Oh, but BTT.
He's the only one here, and he's got the first kill, and he's got the angle for more. There's the second, and he almost makes it 3, but not able to. And Pava, lurking off catwalk, shuts things down, and Bolts will have to recover that M4. Now he's got a chance, AK-47, and now he's got a chance to win this.
He does. It's Stewie again.
Baiting as usual.
Ferd tried the last round on the door smoke, so why can't Stu?
Well, we'll see. Bolts, one low HP player, and he's giving up his position. Kiko's somehow not going down, and Bolts now has a difficult decision to make of when he wants to push through. He takes that fight, he's legged. Kiko does just stick the plant and he goes down. And there's both kills from Bolts. Stewie didn't expect the swing in wide, and now Fallen's loving life.
That was just beautiful right there. Stewie was I don't know if it was disrespect or overconfidence. Kiko stuck that plant like a true boss, and Stewie was getting away. So Bolts actually found a little window of opportunity, but I think not even Bolts expected the person to keep planting the bomb with him being that aggro in the window.
I didn't expect it. This was a 3-on-5 as well. What a hold from BTT. So a couple of these, between him and Fred, a couple of these old school players stepping up for Team Fallen and getting some of their highlight reels.
They're not doing bad at all. BTT was such a good player. He came from a team called Game Crashers, was his breakout, right? He spent so many years there. But it was him and another opera when the time was insane, which was Tun, his name. Like, they were the duo. They were like the Cold Zero and Taco of their time.
Okay.
They just did amazing work, and they never had the structure that an MIBR G3X had. So it was amazing to see them get to that level.
Well, there goes Stewie, picked off by BTT, so it seems like he's warmed up into the game. Did you talk to any of these guys, do you know? Because they probably knew they were doing the show match for like a week or two ahead of time. Do you think they kind of said, you know what, the death match is this week?
If I know these guys, they 100% did. No one wants to be embarrassed here.
Yeah.
No one wants to be that one guy. It's all about not being the worst. You don't want to be that one.
That is the goal.
If you can be better than one guy, you're good.
You're fine.
You're fine. Because no one has any obligations here except for the current pro players and new MIBR boys, right?
Yeah, they can, there could be some embarrassment if they're not able to win things out, but...
Oh, no, they have to win it out.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a nice shot from Balls. Yeah, it'll be interesting. This is like some smack talk rights, isn't it, between Stewie and Cold Zero? Like, you can hold on to that within the team for quite some time.
They can, and knowing Cold Zero, he will. If he's the one, he will. It's so interesting seeing these guys here. I'm trying to remember if there's any positions on this too with these guys' names. Because in Brazil, we all had so many positions, and these guys, Pava, Gaules, they're the guys that have the most positions on their names, but I don't think Dust 2 has any of them.
Okay. Oh, so they actually have like spots on the map named after them.
Yeah.
Like what? Like what was Pava's?
Pava, the pop dog train on on the inner side, that's Pava. We call it first one Pava, the one on the back Pavinhas. Like, he used to play both of them. Gaules on train on inner, that op angle everyone holds is him.
Okay.
And everyone, trust me, everyone still calls it till this day those names.
That's pretty cool.
Even when we were LG, SK, MIBR, they still call it that 100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we respect our
your legacy, your history. You respect the older generation.
To the extent possible, yes.
Yeah, to whatever. Well, not in the show match. We've already seen the knife come out.
Yeah, we respect what they left behind, all that they left for us, and what they accomplished for us.
Well, no respect there from Fallen as he slides out to get a kill at the season.
And
a
of
weapon
course,
Pava's probably not really experienced.
I was going to say, just know this too well. As soon as someone gets a kill for aggros, he knows it's a little timing. He can get a second one.
It's maybe a little tidbit that the rest of the pro scene can pick up.
If any of the other pros are listening to
Yeah,
this.
if they're tuning in for whatever reason.
Maybe you have a little SK insight. Or MIBR.
MIBR,
insight.
yeah.
MIBR.
See, that's one of the words you can't say, is SK. So we'll switch back to MIBR.
We'll switch back. MIBR is a lot prettier, too.
Yeah, it is. It is a good-looking logo. Fallen with the op is one, and he's looking to close things out. It's Fur from behind on the flank up catwalk. Kiko goes down as the third, but still Fallen has to find some way to get his team to string them together.
This is starting to get really competitive. Stewie's going out. How many rounds would you believe Team Fallen needs to win this match?
I think if any team gets up to like 5 on their CT side, they're going to be pretty happy with that. I think that's kind of what you can expect and hope for.
What are they doing?
Just chilling.
Just chilling. It's a good place to chill.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Well, no op this time for the T side. It's a double op on Fallen and Bolts, and you can see Bolts with his in middle. Got to be careful of Pava finding a timing as that smoke fades, and he's going to go for more. Pred isn't even looking this way. This is a weird defensive setup, and just barely 3 players ready to focus on mid, and Pava almost had a free one.
We'll call that an intentional bait, just for the sake of it.
Yeah, just to be nice.
Right, I think he meant to do that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful seeing these guys play. They're being full aggro. I think they're a little bit scared of middle and B because they have 4 CTs there.
They've been punished there a couple times, right? So, you know, quick to adapt.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Let's see if Team Cold Zero can adapt as well and just find a new area to hit in the map.
It looks like they're doing a little bit of a fake. Stewie over towards the say bomb site. He's got 2 players behind him on catwalk. The bomb is all alone in those lower B tunnels.
He spotted him.
Yeah, Stewie sounds like he spotted him. He's going to drop down, and Fur's ready for that. You're not going to fool him. And here's BTT inside the side doing great damage, but can't find anything. They have to know Fur is here being aggressive. Going to back away, but the rest of... Oh my God, Pred, his timing could not be more unlucky, and that looked silly.
That was not intentional.
No, that one was not intentional.
Come on, Fallen.
Fallen is here. Accurate as well. Gualas goes down. It's coldzera and Kiko, and coldzera against his current MIBR teammate, and Kiko pouncing from middle, can't complete it. A couple quick kills from Fallen for a triple.
That Fallen Jiggle Pig is so traditional to him. You can tell just by looking at him if that is him playing.
It's got to be so stressful as a player in the pro scene having to deal with it, because it just freezes people in place, doesn't it?
It does, especially in maps like Overpass and Train, where he has so many little trains or corners and areas to play with. He is insanely good. I think it's Fallen. Other than, of course, the in-game leading and everything that he does, his best quality as an operator by far his movement. People overlook that so much.
Yes.
He has the 1.6 style, and if you remember in 1.6 when these guys used to play,
yep,
going up ladders, you could play a lot more than nowadays. The physics weren't as correct, let's say.
Yeah, you could tinker with them. There's a lot of different creative things. Either way, Fallen's going to get up to that, or his team's going to get up towards that 5th round.
Are you counting them out already? I've seen crazy.
No, I think 5 on the CT side in a pug like this is going to be pretty solid, all things considered.
Oh, I was talking about this round. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm counting them out of this round.
Yeah, now at the 5v1, I'll count them out.
I just stalled time so I could be 100% sure.
Keota.
Keota.
The beautiful Keota.
Oh, classic.
See the little spray paint, disrespect.
Straight up like 1.6, you get the kill, you spray the ground, you move on.
Do you miss the flashlight?
I do, actually, a little bit. I wish the night vision.
The night vision was cool. It was completely useless.
Completely useless.
But cool.
The only use it has if someone accidentally bought it and wasted money.
Yeah, but then you can kill someone in a round and be over, and then you're like,
yeah, just really.
The sound effect. It's a next level bait. Like the flashlight, the spray paint, night vision. It was all taunts.
Night vision always pissed people off, didn't it?
It did, because it was so expensive.
Ooh, Bolt's not fooled by coldzera's shoulder peek around the corner, and he's going to stay aggressive. Spots one more and recovers nicely. Close call.
Taking a page off the Liquid Handbook where everybody can opt, apparently.
Yeah, everyone can use the AWP, and now Team coldzera is crumbling.
Yeah. The amount of criticism we got for that, not even going to... But now, it's fine.
We'll talk about it later. Over a few Mountain Dews. We'll work it all out for you. This was nice. I thought he was going to get screwed. I thought he was ruined by this Molotov, but I think obviously Pop was trying to bait the shot out, right? And that's what gives Bolt the extra half second.
He was expecting him to be on the op position, of course. It was a little bit weird of a jiggle peek, not going to lie.
You know, we mentioned that we're going to see a little bit of Rusty, but look at this call from Team Fallen. All 5 players on the B side of the map. What do you think about that, Coach?
I think that if he gets it right, he's a madman with really good ideas. It makes 0 sense.
Well, there's the deagle shot from coldzera at top mid, but the AWP is going to respond. It's Bolts who's come alive with it. Not Fallen whose AWP has been the loudest in these past few rounds. Ooh, another one. Second Keota.
They're all getting their own. Everyone's getting a little piece of the pie. Everyone's at least getting a little highlight, a little shot here.
Yeah.
Rounds. I'm impressed. I'm not going to lie. I thought, oh.
He wanted the knife so bad, and he couldn't bring it out fast enough. Bolts the drive-by with the CZ. It's all tied up, Zeus.
It is. This is getting way more interesting by the second. I mean, as if it wasn't cool enough seeing these players back, seeing them still at least being able to compete in some level, not being a complete pod bot, is impressive.
It is very impressive.
You get these guys. They became doctors. They like had real life, like
That's
for
Kiko.
10 years.
It's Kiko who's a doctor now, right?
Kiko is a doctor. I don't know what Fred does. I wasn't listening to that.
Okay.
But I know Kiko is a doctor.
Yep.
Like I said, Karasa is the fruitarian nutritious. He's not playing, but
yeah.
I just
no,
think
he was
that's
supposed to be here. No, I remember that. I was told he was
he was on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that's super interesting.
Right, well, the doctor playing for Team coldzera.
Oh, he missed it.
He at least gets one. You always want to get at least one, and coldzera follows up on Fur, and that's the A bomb side loss. This should be advantage at halftime for Team coldzera.
This is looking like it. Really even half. Way more even than it started off to be in this match. Pred is particularly doing well with the op this entire match. Look at this.
Oh, that's a nice tag, though. That's a quick shot. There it is.
A very worthwhile effort. thoroughly impressed with all of this going on.
Dr. Kiko closes things out. 8-7 for Team Coldzera.
I think it's Mr. Jackie Yip on top of the scoreboard so far.
Yeah, likely. I was talking to him outside as well before, and he just said, you know, he's kind of a god of these pugs and show matches, which is true. I played in that one with him in Australia, so he is very, very good. That is a minor mistake from Fallen that has big consequences to it.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, they might have been able to turn that around, especially considering it is Fallen in that position.
Yep.
But better to learn it now that it doesn't work than in the actual match, right?
Yeah, now he's figured it out in the show match, so it'll be good.
And imagine that. It's like the final of the major.
Then he messes that. Yeah, then it's awkward. And it's uncomfortable.
Might be a little bit uncomfortable. Well, we're back now for the piss around. Is it a B-rush?
Why not? You absolutely kind of have to, don't you? BTT is the one in mid. He's coming in late. Wallace is stuck out in the open. Somehow gets one, even though he's blind. And there's Stewie. He's going to start chiming in, but a nice goosh forces him back. 3 HP. And you almost feel like he'll have to go passive, but it is Stewie.
Yes. Are you calling it now?
Yes, indeed. Ooh, Coldzera trying to make his play before the bomb goes down. It's Bolts to watch both of them. There's Stewie chiming in. He's down, and it's all down to Kiko. He's got one, and he's got BTT out in the open. Former teammates going head-to-head, and BTT wins it.
And he stands up and gets crazy. That's what you like to see.
You might as well, right, in this show match in front of a crowd. I mean, you guys had crowds back in the day as well at Brazilian events, I would imagine, yeah?
We did, depending on the event. They weren't as big as today, of course, but we had some crowds at the WCGs, ESWCs, qualifiers, CPLs. I think at that situation, if I was in the position, was what I'd love to see. If I'm able to get in a 1v1 clutch with someone from my day and age who still isn't playing, I think I'd love that the most out of this show match.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ooh, there he is, Papa with one. The Deagle's ringing out.
See it? The aggression is everywhere right now. Let's see if they can flank him before they realize.
Oh, you can, but can you get the kill? There's the UMP. Actually, it's the Deagle who does clean it up, but the UMP does a good amount of damage. A 3-on-3, but unfortunately, the CTs are so out of position. Coldzera's going to need to deliver some magic.
They are, but at the same time, there's one player out of B. There's one in lower tunnels. They're getting a little separated.
Ooh, we're getting some team comms over the internet. I was wondering what that was. Well, Bolt's in a duel, and Coldzera's not even trying to progress. Neither of them are. They'd like to obviously, oh, there it is. Bolts goes down, Fallen is up next, but he's going to hide behind the box, and Fur comes in for the save. A nice lurk in middle.
I love how it's the Coldzera comms.
Is that it? Is it just Coldzera?
Yeah, it's the Coldzera comms. Because as soon as he's like, there's one guy outside B, as soon as he gets him, like, don't peek me, dude. Because the guy just got it, and then he dies like middle. It's nice. I miss hearing the Coldzera comms. He comms every detail.
He seems like he'd be very, very detailed and very kind of set in what he communicates.
Yes, everyone should be, but in fairness, it's not as simple as just communicating.
Yes.
There's so much going on, you have to understand everything going on. And
exactly what kind of communication your teammate wants.
Yeah, you have to understand what they're seeing, what they already know to feed them the correct information. You can't overfeed information or under. It's way more complicated than it sounds.
Yes.
But that's why he is Coldzera.
Yep, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. Oh, the Zeus by Stu.
He's got your boy Zeus in his hands.
I tried it in the major. I couldn't do it.
You were admirable in the major though. You were like the consistent CZ player. Oh, here we go. He's gonna get one. Oh, it's BTT. The poor guy. The poor guy goes down.
Why, Stewie? Like, why are you doing it to them?
Ooh, he's got Fallen, and actually he's got a chance to win this. 1-on-3, drops into spawn, and 2 players waiting for him.
These comms, I'm going to try to translate some of these as soon as I get them. It's just a little bit blurry. But Stewie, I actually always love this because he's a showman.
Yeah.
And I think in today's age, we need a little bit more of this.
A little bit of showmanship? That would be good.
Simple does that super well. He always did you see him yawning in the final round?
That's beautiful. Isn't he the one as well, Simple, who like pulled out like a card? He had like a ace up the sleeve or like a joker or something like that, and he just pulls it out.
You gotta love it. I mean, the creativity. I mean, if you're gonna do it, win.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, because you don't want to be talking shit.
Now there's a lesson for config, I guess, you know.
Get wrecked.
Yeah.
Because then you get wrecked by everybody.
Then you get destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's much better to talk smack and be on top.
Well, Stewie's on top, and he's not winning. 8-10. He's got 20 kills.
I mean, I think this is the time now with three actual players on the T side of this too. This is gonna get really rough for Team Coldzera.
Bolts got so far up, and Pava didn't hear even a single bit of it. I know Coldzera had to have passed it on. Now he's in an awkward spot. Smoke helps him out, and his teammate covers him from long, so they can play retake with that open, and Coldzera goes for it, and he goes down.
This is such an awkward situation because there's players everywhere, and yet Fallen still has an ability to reflank them.
Fallen's just telling everyone to pause. He's like, I'm going to get this flank, I'm going to get this kill, I'm going to find at least one for you, and even just one kill on CT spawn. Well, there's Fur providing it, and the follow-up, Fallen knows exactly where Wallace is, and there it goes, and that should be able to secure them the round. They know exactly where Kiko is. Don't even have to fight him, and it's all over. It'll be an 11th round for Team Fallen.
But they don't have to, but you know they're going for Kiko. Come on. Ooh.
That wasn't his best work. We've seen Fur do better than that.
We have, but
what can you say?
What can you say about it, right? It is a super hard angle. He's going for the showman. Now we see Fallen go for it as well.
Oh, Fallen's going to drop in on him, isn't he? There goes Bolts. He's dead. Flashbang out. Kiko gets taken down to the face.
Was it worth it? Everybody dying? Maybe. For the enjoyment of them and everyone else, for sure.
Yeah, everyone's having a really good time, aren't they?
I think so.
The laughters.
What do you think of the jerseys from MIBR?
I think they look pretty good, yeah. Clean. I was surprised to not see them like Brazil colors, but I guess it makes sense.
I think they went for a little retro look. They tried to mimic what MIBR has always been, right?
Yep.
The simple, made in Brazil, MIBR was just roots, right?
Yep. Yeah, no, I think they look pretty clean. I know they have some cool looking merch as well. Might as well plug that. It's going to be available on Monday when the online store opens. Go to MIBR.gg. And I know they have a couple cool things. I know the shoes, I believe, are going to be available towards the end of the year. But I even know like some of the hoodies are very like minimalistic designs. So
good to know.
Yeah.
They will be hooking me up for free.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But it is. I'm not going to lie. I really like their merch. I mean, I'm a bit biased, Brazilian, but
yeah,
I think people are going to like it.
Well, Pava's starting to show off now. And he was one of the guys that mentioned to me he was a little nervous playing in front of Coldzera and Stewie, and unfortunately he's going to go down right there to Fred.
Pava, he was actually known, this is from the old days, as the kind of the Brazilian flashy player. He always used to go for for no scopes back in the days and always do these kind of plays. And it's kind of interesting because I think he still has that kind of style now, even in Go. He's never tried to change it.
I mean, why would you? So many years, huh? Ooh, there's a nice pick from Fallen. This team might just run away with this. It's been, what, 5 rounds in a row in this second half. CT side can't stop him. Stewie might have something to say with it, but he's being pressured from mid as well. And all of Team Fallen falling away.
I see what you did there. Creative.
Sometimes you just walk into it and you can't do anything about it.
It's interesting. I'm surprised that these teams aren't abusing more of like one on each corner. Let's find weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
Because it's been working well. Like on Team Coldzera, they have Stewie on B. They've tried to solidify the harder spots with the players that they have. And they have quality players there. But you don't see the Team Fallen now improvising so much as well and going, like, even though they're winning, they're not going for the crazy stuff.
Well, they're going to go for a very nice mid to B split here, and I don't think Pava's going to be able to stop that, especially if Fur just peeks over. And that's a great shot from Kiko to help him out. That's the bomb as well. They don't have a smoke. They don't have a smoke to cross towards CT spawn, so now everyone is just everyone has no idea what to do exactly. 45 seconds left on the clock.
They are in a tricky position right now, but Stewie is going to give the kill or go get it.
Oh, that's a rare miss, but now it's Pava's turn. He spots the barrel, he turns around, there's one kill, and he's going to build upon it. Double kill from Pava.
Oh, that's the round. That has got to be it. He's Fur, but come on.
Yeah, only Nico can win those.
Oh, are you referencing a specific round? I think I know which one you're talking about.
That exact
the
one.
Mirage
yeah,
one,
the Mirage
right?
one.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That is kind of a Nico thing, though. Speaking of which, where is Nico?
He's here in Sao Paulo somewhere. Who knows? I think he leaves tonight, though. So who knows?
Oh,
maybe.
We'll miss him.
Yeah, he will be missed.
He will. Oh, the double B-rush. They put it out. Oh, that's a B-rush.
Yeah, they actually put it out on perfect timing. That's an even better shot from Stewie before he gets taken down from mid. But now BTT has the op angle. And Kiko, he's in danger. He's looking for it. And he's going to get legged, or at least Coldzera will, but he does win the fight out as BTT goes for a repeat. This is a nice find so far from Team Fallen.
This is already a win from Team Fallen because it was a semi-eco from them. All right, there was a half-force Glock here.
Oh, Pred doesn't even turn from the flashbang, doesn't even see it. Now he's burning, he's completely blind, and he's going to go down 100 HP Molotov. He doesn't even notice it's coming. And it's all on Fallen. Flick down, and that should be the end of him. They should be able to block him in, but you never know with Fallen. They've got to get on the fuse. It's coldzera with the kit, but he's not one on the defuse. This is going to take a while trying to bait out the shot. And coldzera holds him, holds his nerve. And that'll be the first round for team, or excuse me, the second round for Team coldzera.
That was way, way closer than it should have been, for sure. Team Fallen walked out with a win on my books for that round, for sure. Now, the economy on Team coldzera doesn't seem to be the worst, but one round here should be enough to reset them.
When did Bolts become the top fragger on the server? He's at 27 kills. Stewie's at 24.
We're watching different games. There's no
Maybe they switched names for this game.
No, Bolts he's actually pretty good at pugs as well, not gonna lie. And the game too, actually. Yeah. But there are some players that just naturally excel in these looser styles. And Bolts is so good. Like his spray control in these situations, he can be in some rougher situations that you wouldn't expect, and he'll have more control over it.
Listen, if you're gonna get second place at the major with Immortals with the lineup that he was playing for, I feel like you have to be good at pugs.
Oh, wow.
That wasn't meant to be as big of a shot fired as it was, but it did come off as one, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
Truthfully, though. I mean, we all know what happened at that major.
We all saw it.
But at the same time, it was cool because it kind of gave Bolts the space he needed to be where he is now, right? With MIBR.
That's a good point. He was one of the ones that was dropped when you came into the roster as well, wasn't he?
Bolts? Yes, he was.
It was Bolts and Steel.
It was Bolts, Steel, and Knack, me, Takoff, and X at that time. That's true. I have a history. But Bolts was on the team with me and Immortals.
Knack played for MIBR as well, didn't he?
He did.
He won a pretty... Did he win that ESWC with them? Was he?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that until just earlier today, so that's very cool as well.
No, you got me confused. I don't know if he was on that ESWC.
Okay.
I think it was. I think it was.
He won something with MIBR. We'll leave it at that.
No, I'm pretty sure it was. You just messed with my head. It was just
I might have. BTT 1-on-2, but it's Gualas and Kiko. It's none of the pro players, so maybe helping him out a little bit, trying to find that headshot. Kiko's challenging him for it, trying to give him the opportunity, and BTT just can't land the shot, and it's kind of all over here. He's being boxed in, and he's out of ammunition. 10 seconds on the clock, and he'll have to save. Made no progress.
Yeah. He may get an op out of this. Nope.
Nope, not at all.
He got an op shot in the face. That's what he got.
Yeah, he really did. He got swiped left on.
These are beautiful. I love working with you.
There's going to be so many good jokes off that.
This is interesting. Let's see. This game is getting a lot closer than we imagined, Jason. The economy now is semi-back. At the same time, we never see the teams with full economy. But to be fair, Pred, BTT, they're not going to know how to do the smokes that this map needs, so you might as well just give them the gun. Or they give the gun and be fine with it.
Nice trade from BTT. And long has been taken. Ooh, and Kiko has no idea. Kiko wasn't even aware out in the open, and it's just coldzera. He's going to be flashed off. Somehow, if he had hit that shot completely blind, that would have been incredible. He's going to peek again when he can, but it's just repeated flashbangs, and it's Stewie to bail him out.
Jump and kill him, coldzera.
Oh, and Bolts finds the follow-up. That's very well done. And now the AWP of Fallen is coming into place.
They're having fun with this.
They're having so much fun. I've never seen Bolts smile this way.
I'd have a lot of fun if I come out long and all of a sudden there's nobody there.
And it's just a free kill on ramp. You're like,
you just surprised the A player who's looking at Cat.
If only the regular game was so easy.
I think the fans wouldn't be as entertained.
Yeah, I wouldn't be as impressed.
Yeah.
Good kill from Fallen.
20,000 people in an arena to see mistakes.
Miscommunication and mistakes. Well, we've seen it happen.
Fur is trying to end this as fast as he can.
Yeah, he wants to be done. I'm actually surprised it is this close, but Team Fallen has rebounded in a big way. What was the first half at one point was like 5-0, wasn't it, for coldzera's team?
It was. They started off playing pretty good. Then I think it was that 3v5 round, or was it the Pred-op round?
Something like that.
Something like that. I mean, to be fair, like the right side team, they have the players who they have coldzera's, Stewie, these guys. But when you're comparing three players who are in current activity still playing, it's a tough challenge. Gotta give them credit.
That's a nice shot from Pava. He's going to go for more. They could use it. They could use a magical round, and actually just trying to lure him into that M4 on Kiko. Holding the angle close up.
Kiko, what can you do here, bro?
Bolts turns the corner, and that had to be an immediate headshot. It wasn't going to happen, and they now know where Pava is as well. Trying to flash himself out, trying to buy time for coldzera. It's not going to happen. Flash off the wall. There's the peak. It's nothing.
The
Hey,
Flash
just the Flash.
The Flash was just like him, short. No, that's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah, that's a good point. You are bigger than him.
Yeah, in every way.
In every way conceivable.
Yeah, but it happens. Now Gaules is in a tough position. This should be match point. It will be match point.
Bolts has 34 frags. Zeus.
That. Who would have predicted that one?
I don't think anyone. I think we said Cold Zero. I said Stewie.
Cold Zero is doing reasonably. I'm not gonna lie though. Look, BTT, pretty good job on his team over there as well. Pred, all of these guys, they held their own. They have nothing to be ashamed of, I think.
Yeah, no one's slacking off. That's kind of cool.
It is. It's not easy. You have to remember these guys are playing with the best players in the world, right?
Yeah.
Every guy here who's on the new MIBR roster is an elite level, and to hang with them, even if they're playing casually, is not easy.
Well, 15-11. Sorry about that. Couldn't quite. I had some explosion in my head. So I hope you didn't ask me a question. Is what I'm saying.
Oh no, I was just stating how they should be proud to be playing in this, and
yeah. I mean, I think they are. They all seem really excited for it, so that'll be cool. We're gonna have a chat with them afterwards, or I do.
You will. Don't mention the Cold Zero story too.
I'll see what I can do. I might throw you under the bus.
He's vengeful.
Yeah, he's.
For those of you watching that don't know, Cold Zero is a vengeful little person.
Yeah. He will not let it slide, will he?
He won't.
Well, you're in for a rough future then.
Yeah. We'll see tonight. We'll see tonight who's in for a rough night.
Yeah, we certainly will.
Mr. Jason O'Toole.
Yeah, listen, my voice is starting to go, as you can tell already. After 5 days.
Is it for cheering so much?
It's for so many different things.
Let's. Oh, he's got one. This is still pretty doable.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, oh, that's nice. Keota. Bringing it back.
Pava, show what you're made of, man. That is beautiful.
We could bring back some of the classic calls. Are you kidding me? The Big Apple and can't really do that one, can you?
The snacks one?
Yeah, can't do that one.
What can we use here?
Paul's had enough.
Sit down, Gaules.
See ya.
I love it. From the casting, getting to see this side of thing, it's so hard for you guys to instantly come up with something like that, and just leads me to have more respect for you guys doing this.
Oh, that's appreciated. We do deserve a lot more money than what we get paid. I was going to say the same thing.
Hey, don't we all, brother?
My microphone has just exploded.
All right. So we're here in the what seems to be the last round of the match right now. It's unfortunately a 5v2 for Team Fallen. Things have gotten way out of control. It's just Cold Zero now. He's going for the knife, and it didn't work out. 16-12, valiant showing from these guys. I think it was actually pretty good.
Well, I have no idea if they can hear me. My headset just blew up.
No, we can hear you.
I don't think they can hear me. I think it's just you.
Really? I can hear you fine.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear
nice. Okay, cool. Well, that was fun. That was a good show match. I think that was closer than we expected, but
way closer.
That was very, very good stuff. Either way. We're going to be thrown to a break in a second, but I can't exactly hear, so I'm going to have to trust that we'll be able to do that when it comes to it. Any final thoughts? You said the older players looked like they were doing well?
Yeah, I think just in general, I was actually really, really surprised with how well that they did, because, as I pointed out, all the guys on the MIBR, they're world class. Even on an off day where they're just playing for fun, it's not an easy thing to do, and they did pretty well.
Yeah, I think you're right. Either way, we're going to have to do a quick break, and we're going to talk to the players afterwards. Yes, MIBR is back, and that's what we're doing here, celebrating at the MIBR announcement event. I'm still joined with Zeus. He hasn't left us just yet. Enjoying this side of the show.
Yeah, it's like I said, a completely different experience, completely different world. I get to see a little bit of what you guys deal with. Get to interact a little bit more with you guys than I normally would, but I'm enjoying it overall for sure.
Yeah, it's not bad. And that first show match was pretty cool. Turned out close, so we didn't get to do the interviews. We did have some technical issues at the end of that. They're all fixed now. So this is going to be the show match that has Brazilian fans who played in an online qualifier. And the top 5 got to come play in these mixed teams again. So we're going to mix it up still.
Oh, that's it. So,
yeah.
So it was a community challenge, 5 best players get brought in here to be mixed in?
That's what I was explained.
Wow, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, gonna be very interesting. Maybe we discover some young talents.
Yeah, I want to see who these players are. I honestly have no idea because I wasn't briefed in on it, but I haven't been following the community side as much. I still try to follow as much as the pro level in Brazil as much, but if it's community, I want to see if somebody different was able to break through.
Scout a new player.
Hey, never know.
You know, with the buyout prices these days, you never know.
At these points, you can only come with someone new. There's no way you're buying someone out.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Unless you're MIBR, and then.
Yeah, in which case you can do it all. You can do whatever you want.
Amazing.
Thanks to Tinder for that. Yeah, no, this should be interesting. What do you think of the players in that first one we had?
Like I said, I was actually pleasantly surprised with them. I didn't know what to expect coming into this. I guess I was preparing myself for the worst, and it wasn't that at all. They had their rounds. It was puggy. It was pretty cool to see. It was a different style than we were used to. So it just makes for some fun, entertaining Counter-Strike.
So it felt like everyone got like their one little highlight that they can take home from this.
Yeah, everyone's going to be able to clip back to this moment in the stream and I was like, yeah, that was my round.
That was me. I'm awesome.
I still got this. If I wanted, I could be back in there.
How long did it take you for that idea to leave your head? Because for me, it took a while.
It's so complicated.
Still there.
No, it's not there anymore, but it's like when you see some plays going on, you're like, oh, I wouldn't make that mistake.
Yeah,
that's the worst thought you could ever have.
Yep.
And you have to police yourself so much. When did that thought leave my head? After my Immortals experience?
Oh yeah, you did come back as well.
I did. I had the 3 months. And
Good 3 months.
Coincidentally, I did better at the major after having been playing for 2 years than I did playing in that team. So
thinking too much about it, and you were only using a CZ in the major, only using pistol.
Amazing, amazing what good team environments will do to you.
Yeah, that's it is. Yeah. So now we're gonna get the second match underway any moment now as they come in. What else we got? Let's talk a little bit more about the Brazilian scene. I want to talk about. You told me some stories, and we'll keep these, relatively.
Nameless.
Clean, yeah, nameless, clean rated. Let's talk about some of the Brazilian events that you had back in the day here in these regions, because I know you guys had some wild ones, pounding on windows, some smack talk going around.
All right, so I'm going to get a little into the rivalry so people can try to understand what it was like growing up in the scene and why I say that Brazilian players are among the most strong mentally prepared at least, right? So, like I said, rivalry. São Paulo, Rio was really big. Me and Dead, SK's, MIBR's coach.
Yep.
We were filling in for a team that was from the beach. They were doing pretty well, but they needed 2 players. We came to do it, and one of their players didn't arrive on time. And we were facing off against the second best team in Rio de Janeiro, and we had to start with 4.
Okay.
So we started with 4. It was cobblestone. We won the coin toss. We wanted to start T-side because there was no way in hell we'd be able to win if it wasn't for that. Our goal was to get 1 round, and like 9 rounds in, Ricardo gets an ace. 1v5 off ace, something like that.
I can't imagine him playing Counter-Strike, I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, he's filled in online and destroyed your Cloud9 boys. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, he did ring, didn't he?
Yeah.
Why not?
So, halfway through the match, the guy arrives, like his bus had a flat tire or something like that. And so he arrives, and then at this point, there's like 300 people outside a glass wall, just like, okay, he's there. And they're all yelling, acredita, which in translation just means believe. It starts off, we win the pistol, went around 14-1/2. By the time it was like 14-10, the players from Rio couldn't perform anymore. There were people kicking on the doors, like people were sweating profusely.
Just shattered emotionally.
No, they were at the moment. We actually wound up turning that match around. We won 16-14 when we played with 4-1/2. The moment we won, literally 100 people broke down the door and just started yelling and cursing and just went insane. And that was on when we were filling in. Now imagine when this was the pro level, right? Like Kogu playing for MIBR. The pressure he felt there, it doesn't matter what arena he would be in the world. He's been through worse.
You said he always seemed to struggle at the Brazilian events because just like so much pressure, so many people yelling at him.
Yeah, because with Kogu, worldwide, he was Kogu, right? He was that Brazilian star. Internally, events were in Sao Paulo. They weren't in Rio. And in Sao Paulo, he was a traitor to us at that time. And so he didn't get much love here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad considering he's like the biggest star we had in the 1.6 days. He is, like, he did get us so many spotlights.
Except you just never leave the home team.
You don't.
You just can't do it.
You guys should know this over here. Football, soccer, that's the biggest thing. You don't go to the opponent. You do not go to the rival. And that's what happened.
That seems really, really cool. It seems like that'd be a fun environment to play in.
Yeah, other further stories that we have were at all the events, like you remember Belo Horizonte?
Yeah.
We had a huge qualifier there. Then at the same time, while we had these differences in the community, every team, the players were all united, right?
Yeah.
And so after the event, we'd all go to bars and we'd go with that. So no names here, but there was like 30 pro players at a bar, and someone got in a fight. And in the middle of this fight, I don't know how, one of the coaches nowadays, who's really big,
okay,
he pretended to be a bodyguard, kicking people out because it was like a bar. He kicked half the people out.
Yep.
It's like everybody has to leave, and so the security's like, "Good job." As soon as the real security guards turn around, he just makes everybody back in now. And I'm not gonna say things look really good at that bar after.
Things did not look good, but things look good here as we're just a few seconds away from getting the second show match underway. As we are still going to have, Stewie and coldzera on the one team, 3 kind of those qualified players playing with them. It's going to be Fallen, Bolts, and Fur on the other team with 2 stand-ins there. And as you can see, we are swiping into the game. We're ready to go to the pistol, baby.
And it's a B explode again.
Gotta love these B rushes. Ooh, and he's got some skills. There's Fur going down. He's going to follow it up as well. That's Desh. And look at that cleanup. coldzera, 3 kills from Cat.
And that isn't, I think coldzera found a new duo right there.
Yeah, it might. That could be the new Taco.
Yeah, that did it right. Yeah, that was pretty clean. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to put too much pressure on him in the beginning, but that was pretty clean.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Solid B hold. For a pistol, that is not easy. How many pro teams rush B and it's so hard for us to hold?
Yes, it is not an easy thing. Although it is sometimes more coordinated with smokes and flashes that make it difficult.
Oh, for sure. At least a flash, right?
At least. At least one. Please always one. Well, here's Dash with the deagle, able to do some decent damage on a Stewie.
And they're playing no fear. He's actually coming out for a real lurk.
You might as well, right? You're playing for a contract as one of these guys, as we like to say. And there's the footstep that allows Mockingbird to turn around. But the T's have them cornered. So many different angles, and a couple players lose their positioning on the map.
coldzera, typically smoking off Cat now. He's going to look for this kill. He knows where it is.
This is going to be an upset. And I think if you look at the last map, and you saw how much Stewie and coldzera kind of struggled with the 3 non-experienced players with them, it feels like it'll be even more this time around, doesn't it?
It does, because these kids, they're hitting their shots already. Dash Monster, he just had a really clean round right here.
He's nuts.
Have you scouted him before, Jason?
I've watched all of his demos last night.
We might need to actually start.
Yeah. We'll download this one. We can analyze it.
Yeah.
1-to-1.
I want to see if the T's are going to be able to go for some executes, or it's going to be all the scrimmy style. I feel that if things start getting a little rough, Fallen's the kind of guy who will try to coordinate that a little more. It's like, no, tone it down. Yeah. We're winning this.
It's always that classic as the in-game leader in a pug where you're just like, all right, fine, I'll in-game lead. This is getting sloppy. I'll do it. And
no one ever wants to do it, but no one. I'd rather do that than lose. So
that's a good point. Winning is very fun.
It's a lot more fun than losing.
Yeah, a lot more fun. Well, Matt's going to lose, and Mockingbird is able to find the trade. He's completely blinded out in the open. There comes Stu through the smoke, but Fur, he shuts it down. 3 kills very quickly for Fur and Bolts. And it's just coldzera. He's CT spawn with that scout. Calls coming out from Fallen. There's the peek, and ooh, what an adjustment onto the head of Bolts. That's all he's going to get.
That was a nice little shot by him on there, but unfortunately for coldzera's team, Fur just came out and destroyed people with 3 headshots. He cleared the side almost by himself.
Yeah, that was a monster round from Fur.
Fur has so many of those, right?
Yeah,
he's quiet in the game, then all of a sudden, it's like, sides clear, boys, come on in.
He's quiet. He's quiet in general. Like, he's just very, very chill, isn't he? Laid back.
That's one way to look at Fur. If you know Fur, he's just the ultimate troll.
Yeah.
He will talk smack on everybody. If you're on his team, oh my god.
Maybe that's why he's quiet. Maybe he's just like, you know what? I gotta tone it down, so I'll just shut up.
Yeah, just like Bolts just toned it down and destroyed everyone on the other side, though.
4 kills on the MAC-10. That's a lot of money built up, and I imagine he just keeps that because why not? Why wouldn't you?
Bolts is having fun, these pugs, man.
You said it. You said he was going to be a good pugger.
I didn't expect him to be the best pugger.
I wonder, I didn't actually get to see if he had 30 kills at the end of that last map, but he was going wild.
I'd assume so. I'd assume he got, if not, he was dangerous.
High 20s, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, you can't miss those, Stu.
Yeah, that's not
Thankfully,
ideal.
someone missed the Molly connector, so.
Yeah, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you allow Stu, when you make one little mistake. Dash goes down, now Bolts. And you will not see this too much in a professional game. Peeking out, trying to get a pick with a MAC-10 from Palace. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Nade comes out as well.
Unless you're G2.
Unless you're G2. Do they do that?
They've done that. But they get the shot sometimes. That's what's sad.
G2 or Vega Squadron, I guess, are the teams that will do anything with
Vega.
Mac-10s.
You remember the Vega rushes with the Max?
Towards the B bomb site on Inferno?
Yeah, they taught a lot of people to do that.
Well, you remember the Leo headshots? He's got a couple in this round, and now he's dueling against coldzera, and he's going to get his third. He's going for more. And he's getting, oh, no, he's not going to find it. Tecco does shut him down. And that is a very nice round from him, and again, Team Fallen is going to come out on top.
That Mac-10 from long distance, you can't discard it. If you don't have head armor, it actually can do a lot of damage.
Why not? Fourth round for Team Fallen, and there's going to be no money on Team coldzera, and Tecco's got to try and save.
This would be a really good save for them. I don't know if he's that kind of guy, but if he gives it to coldzera, gives it to Stu.
I think in one of these things, I think you kind of volunteer that, don't you? You're just like, please take this gun.
You're like, I'm giving my gun to coldzera. I'm giving it to Stu, of course.
You can have a gun whenever he wants it.
They're like, I'm a good teammate, man. I'm a good teammate. Sell 5.
Now pick me up for your team, bro.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
I think he lost his gun.
It sounds like it got taken away. It didn't sound good.
These camera cuts, these always frustrate me.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the one thing as a spectator that I get to say it now.
Listen, they frustrate us as well, don't worry.
Oh, I can imagine. Yes, he lost that gun in the end.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty sad, but
Stu saving for the AWP.
They're playing in the new patch, right? The CZ has already been a little nerfed. Skybox and Mirage should be open.
You know what, Zeus? I don't have those details. The majority of my focus went to the stage work. I'm not going to lie, this was supposed to be my time to chill and relax.
I'd imagine so. There's no reason not to. Just interesting, because I still haven't... Oh, there's 2.
Oh, he's going to go for the knife. He wants the knife.
Don't ruin this crowd.
He wanted it so bad, but the turnaround...
We wanted it.
Fur could feel it coming, and that's a nice push. A nice pinch down the ramp called by Stu as Mockingbird meets up with him. So a 4-on-3 for the CT side. They have the one up, and problem is they're all out of position, and they don't have any chance of getting into the site now.
Yeah, that op looks amazing right now. At this point, I think the op is their main. There should be their main focus, but they're going for it.
No, they just want the exits. coldzera's perched up with that op to stop anyone from chasing through market. It looks like there might be one person, Leo. Leo seems like a bit of a madman from what I've seen in these first 5 or 6 rounds.
He thinks that this is his chance to shine, and he's going for it. Don't do the QQ, man. You know what the QQ?
I don't know what the QQ is.
Switching from AKs to whatever is your primary, you go to the quick switch.
Okay.
So Bolts infamously here in Brazil had that. Because he has, I don't know what it is. He's in the middle of a round, he'll press QQ or he'll wipe his mouse pad or do something like that.
Isn't QQ also crying?
Is it? Oh yeah, the little...
Yeah, if you put the text into emote form.
I don't talk in emotes, man.
I don't either.
Nowadays they have some preset ones. You don't have to do the
Yeah, exactly.
I feel old.
They've got the animated phases.
I feel old. I was used to just doing.
Listen, if you can't make a proper emote with just text, like there's an issue. Well, here's Tecco. He's smoked off. Oh, that Mockingbird's giving up his position. Oh, he's going to get a double kill. They fell right in front of him, and he's going to follow it up onto Fallen. That is beautiful. A little bit of luck goes his way, and he's going to help seal the round. So he's going to get a highlight clip of his own.
Yeah, this is a moment right there.
Yeah, you got to love that.
coldzera keeps the op. They have a few guns. They should have enough to buy here with a UMP at least. Should be good, but if you look over on the T-side money right here, they still have a lot. Like, considering T's get money and that was around the CTs took quite easily.
Yeah.
Scary things for Team coldzera.
Stewie blind. Now he's in the Molotov, and actually I think it just kind of missed, or maybe it was extinguished. Here's coldzera for the pounce. He's going to get away without being punished, and if you don't have the timing on it, Fallen knows you don't want to turn the corner against him, so throws the Molotov. It's extinguished. Fallen takes the duel, and we've switched away, but he's still getting aggressive. You like to see that out of Fallen.
I love seeing aggressive Fallen. Because aggressive Fallen is the guy who's always jumping in and out and stuff. He makes highlight plays. It may be not the most technical, but it works.
Aggressive Fallen is the most fun Fallen. Look at Bolts is well up in the open, and he had a chance to adjust on a Tecco, but it is all on to Fallen, the captain of MIBR, the captain of this Brazilian lineup for many, many years. Stuck in the middle, the bomb's back in T-spawn.
coldzera.
Ooh, had a chance. He's going to back away from that fight. Funny thing is, with a bomb down that far, this is one of those awkward rounds to the CT where you're just like, why isn't he attacking for so long without realizing that he has to go get that bomb?
So you'll end up outplaying yourselves a lot of times because of this, because you'll think he's doing something crazy when he's just solving a simple mistake that was for getting the bomb.
You're assuming he's doing some crazy smart play, and it's just
he's coming from market right now. I guarantee you, he went around like he's coming T-ramp.
Yeah, he actually had to go make up for some kind of idiocy earlier on. So.
Oh, but coldzera perfectly positioned for this.
Fallen doesn't check. 2 rounds in a row for Team coldzera. They're back on the board. It's 3-5.
Yeah, and here should be that last force buy I talked about. They still have enough for an op if they want to, but next round they'll not have that. This is a great round if Team coldzera wants to actually start getting into this really strongly.
Yeah, if they win this and win it clean, they're going to have a very, very good advantage going forward, aren't they?
No, they definitely should. And I'm interested, again, to see how these players are going to do when they have the advantage, right? Because when you're being pressured, it's kind of hard. You'll try to play these tight corners or positions one and done. Yeah. But if you have an advantage, you're free to do a little more cheeky kills, cheeky picks, and that's what I want to see from these new players, because you can find so much new stuff from these guys.
Yeah, they're the ones who are browsing Reddit every day for the new tips and tricks.
They are. There's a theory on that it's just pretty simple, right? If you're below, you have to try to compensate in some other way, and that's why you see these insane things come out for people.
Ooh, speaking of insane, that's Stewie coming through a smoke, and that's a bit too much, but coldzera is able to find the equalizer, but traded immediately after.
That was a pretty good trade. You got coldzera down, got Stewie down.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 big heavy hitters on that team, isn't it? So now if you're Stu and coldzera, you're just like, oh God, let's see what they can do. And Fallen, ever the general.
Would you try to micro-coordinate, or would you let them do it if you're coldzera right now?
Ooh, I mean, I'm always the guy who let them do their thing. I don't like micromanaging, because I hate it when people do it to me, so I let it slide.
I agree. I can in the professional team, 100% agree with that every day of the week.
Oh, God bless. 2 kills. Mockingbird gets a lesson as Fallen comes out of Palace, and that's going to be the round. Just an awkward timing on the first player coming out of Palace, and Fallen makes them pay. So it'll be 3-6, and we said that was the round that if Team coldzera was able to win that, they would have been sitting very, very nice, and instead, they get demolished.
It's funny how Counter-Strike has so many of these important rounds, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say this round is worth more than the other, because at the end of the day, it's a score. But there are some rounds where it's not only the reset round, like right here. It wasn't a reset round for Team coldzera, but it's probably the most meaningful round they'll have this entire half by far.
Yeah.
If they were able to pick that up, I guarantee that they would at least be on the winning side of the half. Right now, things are looking dire.
Things are looking not great, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even though they're not fully reset, they don't have a lot to play with, especially now that M4 was taken away. So a lot less boisterous, I guess, in this one than what we're seeing with these guys. They're a lot more calm, chilling, sitting down.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they realize that now things got a little bit more serious as well for them, right? Because when you're playing against the old MIBR, that's beautiful. It's a show match. Right here, these are guys that are hungry. They want to prove themselves, and you can never, ever take it easy against people that are hungry.
Well, we talked about it as well, the bragging rights that come out for coldzera and Stu if they're to win this, or for Fallen, Fur, and Bolts. And obviously it would be a disaster for Stu and Cold to go 0-2 on the evening.
I think they will. The bragging rights are there, but they took a smart bet, because they're like, oh, we have 2.
Yeah.
It's only me and him.
That's a good point.
Right? They did this consciously, because if they win, they have everything to gain. If they lose, it's expected.
Yeah, we're a man down on the professional players. Ooh, Tekko might not want to challenge that.
Oh, but he's got it.
That's going to do it. Ooh, nice toss from Bolts. Blows him up.
It's no longer a Kobe nowadays. What is it?
What's up?
It's no longer called a Kobe.
Oh, yeah, we can't do Kobe anymore. I don't know, because LeBron doesn't sound as good either.
No, it doesn't.
We could still call it a Kobe. That could just be a tribute.
For more our age.
Yeah. Well, coldzera in a 1 versus 2, and he's got Nop. Swaps out for the AK.
Oh, is he going to expect Bolts this close?
No. That's a nice flashback from Fallen, though, getting him in position. That's really well done. Not easy to win that 1 versus 2 either.
No,
Bolts at 13 kills again. He's a gamer.
He's proving that he's here to stay, man. He's like, nope, I am made in Brazil. I earned my spot here.
Yeah.
And I am going to show everybody that I am a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he's doing a good job today. This is outstanding.
Yeah. If he does this level of performance always, MIBR is going to be a really scary team, because they already have the star players, right? Both is considered support. If you have a support that's out dragging everybody.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they're going to be able to fix some of the issues we've seen under them? Do you think we're going to see them kind of, fighting for some of these trophies coming up?
I think so, with time, for sure. I don't think it'll just be immediate right now. It's still a work in progress. I mean, it's very obvious. The one person that changes the whole language dynamic, it can be worthwhile, but you can't think it's a short-term project. You're aiming for something bigger. You're aiming for something long-term. And I think it can work, and it'll free them up in the future for a lot of things to happen as well. Right. They're no longer just stuck, even though they are made in Brazil. They have options. If it's the best player that for them is going to be Brazilian, then it can be. If it's international, we can keep going. And if everything goes back, they have proven many times that they have already done it with this lineup that they can do it. I'm interested to see. I really am, because of course I have the personal history with them, so I want to see how they do in the future.
Yeah, and they're always like I mean, it will be fun to see them kind of climb up through the ranks again. It'll be like it's like teleporting in time, like back a couple of years.
Yeah, because that's so boring. They were winning everything. Like
they were one of those teams where it's just like, oh, do I really have to predict SK to win again?
Yeah, imagine for me. I'm just watching them like, no.
Yeah.
Always rooting for them. Like, you have to root for your friends.
Well, listen, you can always say they started going downhill when you left the team, so there's always that for you.
And then they won 8 titles. No majors.
No majors. That's the important part.
Well, we'll keep it at that one. I don't like it.
Teko's been tagged down to 24 for this whole round, and he's got to be feeling nervous on where to position. And that footstep, that burn, doesn't get the noise information, so Fur's in perfect position.
Yeah, I think he didn't get that read, but neither did the T that he was rotating. Teko, if he gets the kill on Fallen, it's going to be important, because if Fallen stays up there, it's going to be really rough. He's the bomb, and he's low HP.
Oh, but Fallen gets out of the way. The flashbang came in, and there's a nice read from Desh, who follows it up with 2 kills. So a 9th for Team Fallen. And this defense is just shattered.
It is. Dash Monster is a monster for real there.
Yeah, he's great.
But not going to lie, Fallen got really lucky, because the flash that blinded him made him go out of the way.
Yes.
And perfectly baited.
If that had just been a contact play, it might have just been him being dead.
If Teko only realized what made him die right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the frustrating thing when you watch back. You're like, but we did everything right. Doesn't always work, and Bolt's now going to challenge. That AK-47 spots 1. He's looking for the response off of his presence. 4 players at this A-bomb site for Team coldzera.
I know the economy hasn't been good, but if Team coldzera posts an op on CT spawn, it's very simple here. Every round there's someone coming out of that right.
Well, who needs the op when you've got coldzera's Deagle? He's got 2 kills. He's picked up an AK to get a 3rd. He wants the whole round for himself. The bomb is in middle. That is going to be huge for Teko if he can get it, but I don't think he's aware of Fallen. Oh, he gets tagged. coldzera's got 4. He might just have to go for the ace. That's a nice flick from Fallen. And he's got his one-on-one. Fallen 18 HP. And coldzera a chance to clutch and close out the ace.
Oh, coldzera gets it. Fallen has no idea. Oh.
Oh my God, that was incredibly close, and he misses the jump. That is not ideal, and now you're giving Fallen some distance, and look how patient he's being. Taking a risk, not even looking towards market, and he's waiting, and he's got it. Fallen outplaying coldzera. He might have had a call from someone that they saw him in the window room on his...
I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to be inclined to say they heard something.
All right.
Because coldzera, if he hits that jump, it would have been perfect. Maybe the moment where he did it and someone heard something, or the casters, or something happened.
Okay.
Right?
You're going to blame the casters, huh? You were respecting us last game, now you're well, actually, it's a Brazilian casters. So it's all right.
Wasn't two-faced. No, I mean, listen, we're not in soundproof booths. We don't have all the equipment.
All the trimmings.
Yeah. I'm just tossing it up that this is more casual and things might happen.
Well, coldzera really wants to start taking over this game. He's had enough, and he's just fragging out around that smoke. 3 kills for him in this round, 4 in the previous round. A couple nice performances there, and now Bolts is the one left in a clutch situation. A 1-on-2, and Stewie's got the ult.
Stewie's been a bit quiet this game, right? I mean, he's missed those shots in connector.
Yeah. Well, they've been hurt on money a couple times, so I don't think he's had the op as much as we saw him with it on Dust 2, but he's going to go for this kill certainly, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, he got it. That's all you need. You don't need to do every round. You need to get the important kills.
Yep.
coldzera, one of those guys. He doesn't get every kill, although at times it seems like it, but he's always there for the important one.
Yeah, he always gets those impact kills, doesn't he?
Sometimes out of there, just pushing from Cat a little too aggressively.
You could say that. Yeah, I think so. When you've already got the 2 or the 3 kills, and you're like, well, I'll go through the smoke as well.
Who hasn't been there? Who doesn't want the highlight moments? Like, I got 2, I'm going for that 3rd, man.
Yeah, it's hard to stop yourself, isn't it? Because you're just like, oh man, I got these 3 sick headshots. Like, I'm not missing. I'm on fire.
It is. Even in professional levels today.
Oh, that's a nice find from Bolts. Bombs down in T-spawn, though, and actually, there's Stewie in the site. He's got to make some kind of a play, and he's not able to do it. Uncomfortable situation, and again, Team Fallen takes control. Fallen maybe not even having to call tactics, although he might have just called like an A-split.
Ooh. That was a good look here, I think.
All right,
the
Dash.
second one, but all right.
He's in.
I think he's the one, right?
Yeah, he's definitely.
Out of all the community players so far, he's the one that's been doing the most work right here.
Yeah, we're picking him up for our team, I think. 16 kills.
Oh wow.
That's got to make you feel good when you hit the tap button.
That does. Look, on the CT side, we have Mockingbird really close to Stewie over there in the same area. Cold Zero is on the level of his own this match, this one particular map.
It seems to go one-man outfit over there on the C side right now, doesn't it?
Now, this pistol will tell the story of the match.
Yeah, here we go. It's that classic, if you don't win, you might as well just call it a day.
But look at this, Cold Zero's team. 2 smoke, he's trying.
Yeah.
He's called something here. He's going to do the right side smokes and the B explode. Look at that.
I feel like he's going to have him come through underpass and meet up, but Fur might put an end to all of it, and there goes Cold Zero. Now that changes everything, and they are coming through underpass. Dash is exposed, but with a man advantage. Actually, you add more onto that as Leo finds Techo, and all of a sudden it's just these 3 players left to hit, and Team Fallen hasn't been patient at all. They want to find out what's coming. Fallen's going to get all of it, all the information, but Fur is still here, and he's doing work. One headshot goes his way. Leo not able to combine. He's going to go down surely, but Dash saves him. Dash is there in the right moment, and it's just Mockingbird left in a 1 versus 3. He's got Leo at low health, and that's going to seal it. Dash.
Really impressed by him. I'm impressed that you got the call right for going underpass. I never thought it would come because underpass has to be the first contact. Then you can't be throwing the smokes that fast.
It's a weird. I see some teams doing it at times, and it always feels weird where you throw smokes towards B, and then nothing comes of it, right?
Yeah, like you have to let the underpass guys be close at least, right? Because they're supposed to be first contact in that. But it's a pug. Yeah. I'm overanalyzing stuff.
Yeah, I mean we all do it.
Yeah.
We all do it.
It's my turn to be on this side of the camera and overanalyze this stuff. It's amazing.
The best is when you could just, start, saying people made mistakes because you have all the information. That's a lot of fun too.
Oh, that is. But that's all the time. Once you have the X-ray, you have everything here. You just feel like God in control.
Yeah, you really do. You're like, I know everything.
I control everything.
Well, 2 players left on the offense. It's Techo now all alone, and he's going to fall any moment to Leo. That's a nice headshot.
13-4.
You believe in the comeback?
I heard the taco story that was pretty similar to this one's.
Yes, you did.
15-4.
Did you guys come back? No,
of course not.
Of course not.
That's how it's feeling right now.
Yeah.
Team Cold Zero is in serious troubles. Him and Stu need to start picking up these rounds by themselves to get a little motivation going, maybe see if the rest can get into the hype and mood.
You need that hero play, don't you? You need like Cold Zero or Stu to just go out and get you like 4 kills to hype everyone back up.
You do. If it was on the CT side, I'd tell Cold Zero to jumping up people. And I mean, he does have a little graffiti there.
Yeah, he obviously knows how to do it pretty consistently. I bet he could repeat that performance 9 out of 10 times.
I'm just saying I've seen that tilted team. So
I've seen it tilt an entire arena. So there is that.
Huh. That's
tilted
true.
Me watching that. What do you do as the coach behind him? You're just like, oh my God.
I literally stayed quiet and hoped that it wouldn't affect them. Because we were in like a little mood of let's start coming back.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. And Cold Zero's like, you don't know what I just did. You don't know what I just did. I'm like, calm down. It's okay. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that at the end of the game.
Good times when I could still talk in the middle of the matches. She's like,
the good old days.
Did you see what I did? I'm like, yes, but come on. No, we're good. And then after the match, like, oh my God, Cold Zero, what did you do?
Oh, that destroyed the entire arena in Columbus. I've never seen a crowd go from being so loud to so quiet.
One of my fondest memories. Now I'm on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, not as popular now with the people you hang out with over there.
No, it makes for a great joke at company parties, though.
Yeah.
People don't understand it. Like, hey, remember this picture? I was on the good side of it.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, nice trade kills all across the board. Very disorganized. Fallen going to go for more. Oh, that is a beautiful flashbang. He's got someone completely blinded up there, but it's the scout, and he can't necessarily hit the shot, but he does. Actually, it's Desh. Who else? I keep saying his name. He comes in for the save. He's got 2 kills.
Tag there, though. I was going to say, Fallen with the scout is scary what he does. I probably just jinxed him to die, but...
Well, now he's going to get into the side, a little bit of space, and he's got the crossfire with Bolts, who's given up his position. Nade comes out. Oh, it's missed its mark. That's heartbreaking. But now, if you're coldzera and Matt, where do you go? And you don't want to pull the knife out. coldzera left all alone in a 1 versus 2.
This round started off so well for them, too.
It did. It started. There was some cool trades in the beginning for Team Fallen, and there's Bolts.
Bolts.
Good old Bolts.
No respect given.
If you have Bolts and Desh on the team, it's just not even fair, is it? Desh has 22 kills now.
Is he the top? It's Bolts, then Desh, right?
I think Bolts is 23 or something like that.
If you're Desh, you have to be super proud right now.
Yeah.
That's... I want to find out who he is, just saying. I'm going to put a little investigation.
Shake his hand
work.
after the game.
Hey, how's your contract?
Yeah, be like, listen, what's your email, bro?
Oh, really impressive. You don't normally see these kind of things, right, in community matches.
Right.
Them not only going head to head, but topping the pro players.
Yeah, this has been really nice. He's blinded now. He's going to be stuck on catwalk. There's some smokes being used. Light amount of mid control for Team coldzera. Oh my God, he wants to come through it, and he's going to find the equalizer. Takes some damage, but fair play. Molotov doing great work. They have lost the A bomb site, but they can recover.
I think they're in pretty good position to recover. Yep.
Oh boy, here we go. 2 on 3. It was a 4 on 3, and Fur wants to end it right here, right now, but it's going to be Desh. Who better to get that final kill, 16-4.
He probably ended with a top frag in that then, didn't he? If he got these last kills, he's probably top fragger in the server.
Yeah, so, I mean, he was... There was a lot of top fraggers on that CG star on Fallen's side.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So Stu and Cold go 0-2 on the evening. That's going to be make for like a quiet team dinner, I think.
Yeah, and coldzera was called short by some people. I don't know what happened to
Yeah, who did that?
I don't know. But this was a rough day for coldzera.
Yeah, this was not great performance, but either way, fun show match, and obviously the cool part is how many times as like a fan do you get to just play an online qualifier and get to hop on stage and play in front of a crowd with these guys? So that's really cool.
It is. I cannot imagine myself like I can. Back in the days,
yeah,
when I was looking at these guys who I thought were amazing, if I had a chance to just play with them, I probably would have lost my shit.
The first few times was really uncomfortable, wasn't it? When you could join a server and you're like, holy hell, I've seen him in frag movies, I've watched his demos. Yeah.
Oh, those used to freak me out because I'd be nervous in the pug playing online or something like that.
Exactly.
In Brazil, we'd actually go to LAN, so you couldn't, like, the pressure was on because, like I said, even then was face-to-face. It was crazy, but for Desh to come here in front of a crowd playing with idols, I imagine, of his, and do something like that, impressive. And that's not taken away from everybody else who played in here because everyone had their little moments of highlights.
Yeah, some more than others, obviously. I think the big takeaway is what a game from Desh. I know we're going to get to talk to some of those guys, so hopefully we get a slide Desh out there.
Oh yeah, go for Desh.
Yeah, you want to figure out what his buyout is? If you just in case you want the information later on.
Maybe I'm building a new Brazilian team.
Yeah, I might have an offer for you, Desh. That's what we'll do. We'll play that game. Either way, that is going to be the end of the show matches, I guess, that portion of it, and I think that brings an end to you behind the camera.
That was a fun experience. Hope I didn't disappoint you all too much. it was joyful. It was really entertaining.
We'll get you back at some point. We'll get you back on like an analyst desk at a big event or something like that. But either way, we're going to head to a quick break, and when we return, we'll get some of those interviews, and we're going to close out the show. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back to Sao Paulo. I'm here with one of the winners, one of the losers. Rough time for you tonight, Stewie. Talk to me, buddy.
Well, I know how they are. Both, he's FPL god. Fallen always tries hard. I don't know.
Isn't that your thing, the puck god?
Yeah, but these guys don't speak English. It's kind of hard. So I felt like I was just playing my own game. Dusty was kind of fun at the start, but Mirage was hard.
Yeah, I've had a lot of that lately. What do you think? You went 0-2. Zeus and I were talking about bragging rights. Are you afraid of what's going to come out of the other guys from now on? Do they get to hold a little bit of this above you guys?
Am I afraid of?
The fact that they get to hold 2 wins over you guys in these show matches?
Nah, I'm not too afraid of that. I mean, we're just all playing for fun. It's just for the people playing with us. We're just trying to have a good time.
Was it kind of cool, even though, I mean, obviously the language barrier, but being able to play with just guys who came in offline, just qualified, and probably look up to all of you?
Yeah, I just wish we didn't get 16-4 just so they could have a better time. I could tell some of them were getting a little frustrated, but it's hard for me to communicate to them. It's hard for them to communicate to me. So,
how was the first map? How was it playing with some of the old MIBR legends?
it was fun. They were having fun, and it does too. And everyone loves that map. Everyone knows what to do, how to play, the call-outs. Everyone knew what to do. So it was more fun to play than Mirage.
Yeah, nice. Pass it over to homeboy. Zeus is telling me, I always found you as like a quiet guy. He said you're a bit of a troll. You like to smack talk some people.
Well, I am a quiet guy. I mean, like, I don't show like emotions when I'm playing. It's because I only have fun when I'm playing with my team, like practicing and playing tournaments. So, show match is fun, of course, but I mean, like, it's not my vibe, you know.
Are you gonna hold anything over him and coldzera for beating him twice tonight? Are you gonna be able to bring that up at team dinners and talk some smack?
Dude, I mean, like, I never lost against coldzera. I never lose to him. So, here in Brazil, I won all tournaments. All tournaments that I played, I won. So, coldzera is my bitch.
I like that. I like it very, very much. Were you surprised at how well some of the older MIBR guys played? Like, they're legends. They had experienced the pro level way back when, but how well they held themselves up against you guys today? How well they held themselves up against you guys today? Were you surprised?
Well, Brad, to be honest, he didn't knew like how to buy again and Kevlar. So he didn't buy Kevlar at all. So every time he had money to help us, to drop to us. So it's funny, but those guys, I mean, like, they're legends. It's not like from my, like, I didn't play with these guys. I didn't watch these guys, but I mean, like, I know their history and they're legends.
Did you watch any of them growing up? I know you know who they are, obviously, but did you get to watch any of those old MIBR lineups?
No, I never saw it because, I mean, like, when I started to play was 2011, and they were retired already, so.
That's pretty wild. That's crazy. You're a new one into the crowd.
Yeah, I am.
What's it like being able to talk to all these crowd? What's it like being able to play in front of all these people just very briefly on your return?
Playing in front like a Brazilian crowd is always like amazing and special for us. Even more today because like a new cycle for us, like a new cycle is starting. So it's good to see like how many people is here like supporting us. So it's really amazing to play for them.
Cool. We're gonna send you up there. We're gonna take the mic back really quick. Congratulations.
Hey, Stewie should try it out there.
I do want to see Stewie get up there and knock out some Portuguese. Do it. Give it your best shot.
I don't know. Fila la puta caralho porra. That's all I know.
You only got the bad words, man. That's not how it's supposed to be.
That's not where you start. Ferd just called coldzera his bitch. What have you got?
Well, Gaules kind of made me very upset today because he remembered me that I lost so many years for him and I was never able to beat his team. Of course, those guys were legends that passed. We're not even close to their potential. But today, I made sure to beat his ass. And he was pretty unlucky too, because he tried to cross the door 3 times at those two. And one time I was able to get him through the door with a scout headshot. The other one I just hit the door on the smoke and kill him. And I was checking the nick and he was like, hope it's still. No, it was Gaules. And then the third one, he tried to pick me. I mean, I tried to pick Seal, you saw what happened. Gaules tried to pick me.
Yes, you took your head off a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the best scouter in the world. He doesn't believe it.
Well, we had a 1v1 on the second half, and I won it.
I don't remember.
Easy
Naturally.
to say like that, yeah.
I think Chris J probably has something to say as well about that scout.
I don't think so.
Could you take Chris J in a scout? 1v1?
Chris J is good.
Yeah.
But above Chris J, you have Fallen, then you have Bad Fallen, and then that's it.
Where's
Chris J might
where's
be the
the
third
librarian Fallen coming
yeah,
in on that
exactly.
scale?
This one, I don't even talk about him because it's just sometimes it shows up.
Nice. So were you kind of surprised that some of those old MIBR players, how well they did against you guys?
That was a super cool experience. In fact, when I saw Brad, I knew Brad, I know his history, I watched him play, but I never saved his face, like pictures and stuff, because back in the days it was hard to follow the players, like social media, all those things didn't exist, so I didn't have Brad's face clearly on my mind, and I was like, who's this guy? I had to ask him. I was pretty embarrassed, like who are you? And they said, I'm Brad, bro. And I was like, no,
They seem to all have a little bit of fun with this, though. It seemed like you guys were all a little bit loose in that match.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty cool to play, and also playing with PTT. I only played 2 times with him on 1.6 on the same team, and it was an awesome experience. And he's such a great guy. And it was amazing to play with those guys. It's such a cool experience. And Brad did such a good job. He did well.
Yeah. That was fun to watch. It was a very cool experience, obviously, for the older players, a cool experience for the fans who got to come up and play. We're going to close the show, guys. Anything else you want to say to the crowd, to anyone watching?
Nah, just would like to thank everyone who is spending our time watching us here, starting our baby steps on MIBR. such a cool feeling for us starting this new cycle. So I hope you guys support us the same way you did in the past when we were playing for LG, playing for SK, and we hope to do a great job and make you guys very proud of us.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. We're going to head out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.